Hello and welcome to Friday Night Social on Hughes the World. Hello, we're calling the channel Hughes the World now. Hey Mike, how you doing? Can you hear me,
Hello,
Mike?
Graeme.
Can
I
you hear
can
me?
barely. Yeah, I
Yeah?
can.
Oh good. I'm glad you can hear me barely. Can you hear me? Can you hear me like a bear? Like a
Fully clothed? No, I can't hear you fully clothed.
oh, okay.
That's probably the problem.
Yeah,
That's the
I'll take
technical
all my
issue.
clothes off so you can hear me properly. Hey, listen, we've
Again.
got Sot Steve, who's been there for ages. We've got Billy Kershaw. We've got Diz. We've got Sarah Davis, person impersonator. We've got Billy Vendetta 9000. We've got who else have we got in the chat there? We've got. I'm trying to pick ones that names I haven't seen before. No, I think I've got everyone. How you all doing? Saz is in there.
Saz.
Saz, good old Saz. Nice to have you on board. Hello and welcome. If you're watching this, perhaps for the first time, welcome. We're all very friendly here. Don't be a troll. If you'd like to join the chat, all you need to do is subscribe. You have to subscribe, and then you can join the chat, and then you can make us talk about things that you otherwise wouldn't have talked about. So, Mike, MAGA seems to be eating itself, and the first lady, or as I like to call her, the sloppy second lady, Melania Trump, the formerly of the parish of Epstein, seems to have gone native, and she's turned. She did a press conference yesterday without informing her husband, the President of the United States, to go on about how she had nothing to do with Epstein, apart from all those photos of her with Epstein. And
I
that
did
email.
not have a relationship with Epstein. It's all lies. All of it is lies. I did not have sex with him on an aeroplane.
Her English is so bad. How is it that bad
Just,
after living in the US for 30 years?
it's
I know
not
we
even
make
like
jokes about the Americans not speaking English, but come on.
It's when she's reading it.
Yeah, no.
As well. It's not like she's making it up. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, there's a story kicking around this weekend, isn't there? Don't you think?
You think there's
There's a book.
preemptive? Do you think it's preemptive?
There's a book coming out, and I think it's been serialized in one of the newspapers, basically. So, yeah, but it's about Prince Andrew, but it does talk about the fact that she was Epstein's girlfriend. So I think it might be that.
Oh,
Because she's
okay.
blatantly she's trying to come out ahead of the story, isn't she? Somehow, like they all do. But
Yeah.
it's Barbara Streisand effect, isn't it? Completely. It's like,
Yeah.
don't look at the war. I've been having sex with Epstein. It's like,
So yeah, don't mention, and it's just it was like they had this massive war which has cost the world like $1 trillion, all to distract from the Epstein files, and she just brought it right back into the daylight. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. Love it. So yeah,
yeah.
other people losing it on MAGA. The Andrew, Alex, Gobshite, Alex Jones, and that horrible Candace Owens woman,
Tucker
Candida
as well.
Owens, Tucker Carlson, all turning on Trump, saying, "Oh, did you what we voted for?" And I'm like, I just want to scream in their stupid, gormless faces. This is exactly what you voted for, Joe Rogan. This is what you told people to vote for.
Yeah. Did you see the Tucker Carlson piece though, where it's actually quite compelling. Like every so often, a broken clock tells the right time, doesn't it? And it was quite a compelling way that he put what Trump was up to was wrong. Basically, it was, and like as an atheist, I'm sitting there going, "Okay, Tucker, yeah, tell him about God. That's a good idea." Basically, but essentially, he put it as, the problem is that you may think you're God, but you're not God. And launching nuclear weapons to destroy people will just disappoint God. I think he was just appealing to Trump's mortality and his illness. But there's you've been following this obviously, but obviously Tucker Carlson is one of the front runners at the moment to replace Trump as the Republican nominee.
Yeah, yeah.
Which makes I mean, literally, God help us.
But yeah, the fallout from this whole MAGA versus MAGA thing is honestly it's a great thing. Like it's wonderful to see them fighting each other. Hurrah! And also, I'm you know what? After months and months of just being fucking down, right? I had a nice month away, and I got to cut some wood and nail some things, and I electrocute myself 7 times and nearly drown. And then, I came back and I just thought, fuck it. I just don't care anymore. Do you know what I mean? The thing is, right? I think this is going to be right? A good thing. And I'm going to explain that, right? Because everyone's looking at me going, what the fuck, Graeme? What is wrong with you today? Oh, this week. But like, honestly, the move towards renewables has never moved at such a motherfucking pace as it did last month. The number of EVs sold in America went through the roof. The number of heat pumps in Germany went through the fucking roof. The number of solar panels being sold by China and built into solar farms. The solar farms getting planning permission in the UK. The number of new wind turbine orders that were put in. It's gone through the fucking roof because people have realised that it's a mad situation to be absolutely dependent. Hello, Scott. To be absolutely dependent on a commodity that goes up and down in price like a mad bastard every day when you could make your own energy. And then you wouldn't have to rely on tin pot dictators not invading their neighbours or Trump not bombing a random country in the Middle East that happens to, I don't know, have ownership pretty much of the Strait of Hormuz. So, you know, I'm feeling positive. Scott, I'm feeling positive. Scott's yawning already.
Nice.
He's only just got here. He's like, you boring bastard, Graeme.
That's good.
I don't know.
Well done.
How you doing, Scott? I haven't seen you for a while. Are you all right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah? I was just saying...
Yeah, okay, actually.
Sorry, you're gay?
Funnily enough.
What?
God, how did that happen?
Scott just came out of the closet live on Friday Night Social. It all happens here. This is amazing.
What happened, right?
Yeah.
I got this naked photograph from a guy named Graeme Hughes, and
happens every time.
And that turned you.
I saw
that cured you. That cured you of your heterosexuality.
I saw what was the most beautiful penis on the planet.
It is written.
Yeah, and I was.
My mum might be watching this, Scott. So yeah, thanks.
Well, she should know then because she.
Oh my God's sake. Scott, please.
So, okay.
Scott, we're supposed to be talking about the news and politics.
I mean,
not my.
You could have gone. You could have gone to. I went to see a Great West End musical, and I just discovered myself.
And it made me just want to dance.
I walked into the theater and I knew I was with my people.
Musical theatre people, they're the best. So no, we were just talking about Melania and her turning on Trump. It looks like they're at war now. It's going to be like War of the Roses with the Kathleen, what's her name, and Michael Thingy.
Wait. Who? Donald Trump and Melania.
Yeah, because Melania did this press conference yesterday where she went, Epstein's got nothing to do with me. He definitely didn't sell me to Trump. I mean, she called him Donald Trump, which is a perfectly normal way
her husband.
Of addressing your husband as his full name. Donald Judas Trump.
I did not sleep with Jeffrey Epstein before Donald Trump.
The Donald Trump.
But I did sleep with Ghislaine Maxwell because I have emails showing me that I was going to see her, and so she was in New York.
Yeah. But it was just, we swam in the same circles and the same, swimming pool orgies. Yeah. So yeah, it's just one of those things. But apparently, the word on the streets in Washington on Pennsylvania Avenue is that he didn't know, and he's gone apeshit about it. But yeah, I think
it's literally the one thing he's avoided talking about.
Yeah.
And it's been so obvious how much he's avoided it. He started a fucking war.
Yeah. She
just decides to pop out of her walk-in closet.
Well, we were saying before you guys got, there's a rumor that there's a book out this weekend about Prince Andrew with a chapter about her. And I think
there was also, I saw some other video about another best friend of hers was going to expose her.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Talking of which, though, the Epstein files. Have you seen that Peter Mandelson's finally been brought to justice?
Yes,
no.
For having a wee.
For having a piss.
He had a piss. He's been fined £300 for having a piss outside. Let that be a lesson to you, people who piss in the shower. You can't get a massive fine.
In the shower? You're not going to get a fine in the shower, are you?
Wow, they come. The shower police come and say you weed in the shower. That's supposed to be where the grey water goes.
Have you never done that?
No, because you're supposed to separate your grey water from your sewage water, but that actually doesn't happen in Britain. We just throw it all together, and when there's a flood, it all goes all over the streets. Which is fun. We're sending love. We're sending love at the moment to Diz, who's just come off a phone call with her mum. So I was sending love to Diz. Lots of love
Sorry,
going
Diz.
towards Diz.
Hope
But yeah,
it's all right, Diz.
yeah. I hope
Whatever
you're
is
okay.
going wrong will go right.
Yeah. And if you want to get in touch, just if you haven't got my number, I think you got my number. But if you haven't got my number, go to GrahamDavidHughes.com. It's all Graeme David Hughes now. I've changed it all. Oh, we got a super chat from Miss Paula Thomas, £5. The other advantage of going to renewables is not relying on the least stable part of the world for vital supplies. Yeah. Although apparently we're going to the moon for vital supplies. We're going there for helium.
Oh,
That's why we went back to the moon.
There
Scott.
is good helium there.
Yeah, it's a load of great helium. So we just grabbed the helium. And I was watching I forgot what it's called, The Rest is Science or something. It's one of those podcasts with Hannah Fry on it and some bloke. And they were talking about how you get around on the moon without fucking up the moon. Because basically, if you walk on the surface of the moon, it fucks up the moon because there's no wind.
Creates effectively a dust storm forever. It just
well, also it leaves footprints that shouldn't be there. So they were saying that it should be zip lines. They should set up zip lines around the moon, and then they could get around the moon on zip lines.
But how are they going to put the zip lines if they don't walk on the moon?
Well, what you do is you have one zip line, you put it down.
Who said this,
You
Graeme?
blast off in your space rocket, and then you go around the moon a little
Hannah
bit,
Fry.
like Button Moon.
God,
and then
you're not
come
listening.
back
It's
down.
Hannah Fry.
It's Hannah
It
Fry.
must be true.
Actually, it was the fella saying it, so it might not be true.
Who's Hannah Fry?
She's wonderful. She's a British scientist, and she's gorgeous, and we love her.
And she said we should put zip lines on the moon.
No, the fella who's on the podcast with her on the rest
So
of
some
science,
idiot who was on the
called.
podcast with Hannah
Isn't
Fry
it?
said we
Yeah.
should put zip lines on the moon.
I think that's a great idea.
Unfortunately,
I mean,
Zip
it
lines
was
on
a
the
joke,
moon.
right? This is a comedy sketch.
No, it's so they don't leave footprints on the moon. They get from one place in
How
the moon
the fuck
to
you
another.
gonna put the goddamn zip line on the moon if you don't fucking walk on the surface
Because
of the moon?
you take off in your rocket, you float in the air, and the moon moves, and then you go back down again, and you put them.
Fuck
Or you
off.
just shoot them from the sky.
Can
you
I
shoot
just-
them down?
for the sake of news, A, you can't get arrested for pissing in the shower. B, Mandelson has not yet been fined, but there is a possibility he'll be issued with a fixed penalty.
You piss
And
in my
C,
shower, you get arrested.
nobody's going to put fucking zip lines on the fucking moon. All right, it's over.
What?
Yeah.
That's it. End of conversation. That's not happening.
Not having that. Look at him pulling rank.
Mike just went daddy on us.
He
He's
did.
like,
He went total daddy
now.
on us. Listen,
Talking of which,
listen, boys. Settle
Children,
down.
you will stop
Now
this.
listen.
You will stop this
There'll be
zip
no-
line on the moon nonsense.
Yeah, shut
There'll
the
be no
fuck
zip
up and
lines
go
on
to
the
bed.
Now stop talking. Read the news. Come along.
Stop talking and eat your
Colin
dinner.
is asking if Hannah Fry is available. What, to come on the show? I don't know. I'll get in touch. Drop a message to her agent and say, does she want to come on the Friday night social?
I have a sneaky suspicion Colin
inappropriate
isn't
to her.
alluding to the availability to the podcast.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. But yes.
If I'm playing the daddy role today, Colin, just
Colin.
put your mind out of the gutter.
Yeah, Colin.
Stop thinking of Hannah Fry as any other form than a very
Yeah.
intelligent Cambridge University professor.
Yeah, who didn't go to private school, so I like her a lot. And she's a ginger.
Yeah.
So she'll be in my enclosure in the human zoo.
Scott's got super tech. What's going on with the tech there,
I
Scott?
don't know. He's got
Well,
like a selfie stick.
I was videoing me being
This?
on the show because I've been doing these TikToks where I've been doing like I've been doing TikToks for a day in the life of a depressed middle-aged homosexual, and today
Sorry, I know I
Catchy.
shouldn't laugh at
Catchy.
that, but it's a catchy name.
It is.
and so, day in the life of a depressed middle-aged homosexual, and today's edition is the work from home edition. So but I've been filming my whole day, so obviously this is part of my day.
Yes.
I've got to film it. Yeah.
Okay,
so
cool.
there's actual footage of me driving.
What?
Wow.
Yes.
Have you passed your
Yes.
test yet, or are you still learning?
Well, Graeme, in the real world, you can't get a test for 6 months.
The way you laughed at me then, I thought you were going to say, "Darling, I've been driving for the past."
No, I
37
laughed at you
years.
because I thought you knew that the whole driving thing's.
Have you done your theory?
Yes, and that's
Because
passed.
the other
Passed.
Hannah, our Hannah, she did her theory test last week and she passed.
On the first go.
I don't know. Didn't ask. It would be rude
Well,
to
fuck
ask.
her
I
if she
just-
did. No, so- that's because I had to do it twice. Yeah, so I passed it. No, I passed that in January, and then I instantly booked my driving test
Yeah.
at the beginning of February,
Yeah.
and that will take place in July
Okay.
because that's how long it takes. That was the
Sorry,
first thing
that's
I
your
was
actual test or your theory test?
That's my actual driving test.
Oh, I think
My
Hannah's
my
around the same time. Oh, we could come down and have a
like
double
6 months.
driving experience thing. What you could do is, right, once you both passed, you could like get your cars that both look like Knight Rider, right? And they could come, they could like go together, and then they go up a ramp, and then just as about to hit, you
They
could cut
kiss
to
in the middle.
credits. No, just cut to credits, and everyone be like, "What happens next?" Yeah.
Yeah, today it was bay parking.
Oh, excellent. Okay, there's a button that does that now on new cars. You know,
The
it's
on
getting a lot
new
easier.
cars, well, this is going to be the trick, right? Because I was doing it going forward today. Next week it will be going in reverse, and the car that we use always has a camera in the back.
Yeah.
You
But
got to do the
I
whole. You got to
can't.
do the whole route in reverse. Is that?
Yeah.
No, I got a bay park in reverse.
Ah.
Just film yourself doing it forward, and then reverse the film and send it to them.
So
Yeah, as you're filming it all, that's easy.
and it's really cool. The
Filming it with
camera
one
on the
hand while
back
you're
of,
maneuvering.
the camera on the back of the car is awesome, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
I
it's
wonder-
really good.
I wonder
But I'm not going
how
to be able
often
to
that.
afford a car with a camera on the back of it when I get my driving license. So I
Our
have to
car
learn to use the
screams
mirrors.
if you go within like 2 foot of anything, like a bit of grass. It goes,
Yeah,
ah,
yeah.
ah, ah, you're
Yeah,
2
yeah,
foot away, and it's like
Yeah,
it gets
yeah.
more and more intense the closer this blade of grass gets to the car. It's like, oh, it's so close, and you go, oh my god, because it's like the the beeping noise of a heart.
Yeah,
Except when it gets too close,
yeah.
and
Beep,
then you get the
beep,
flat line,
beep, beep,
you get the beep,
beep, beep.
and you're like, oh my god, and you look out, and there's like a good 2 foot between you and that blade of grass. And the car just fucking freaks out. I don't know, it's a bit sensitive. Talking of being a bit sensitive, I'm a bit sensitive, I've got to say, about Hannah Fry. Will you please stop talking about Hannah Fry in a way that I don't appreciate. Miss Paula Thomas, though, is absolutely incredible because she's dropped a £5 super chat in the super chat fund.
bitch.
Woohoo!
Well done.
The only reason Mandy hasn't been fined is because they can't track down the address, which is worrying.
Well, the address
Yeah,
where
it
he
is.
pissed or the address where he lives?
Where he lives.
Where he lives, because he said,
What?
oh, you see, when he was arrested, he said, oh, they made up a thing about me running away to the British Virgin Islands. I wasn't going to run away to the British Virgin Islands, and it looked like he may have run away to the British Virgin Islands.
What? Because he took a piss in public? I don't get it. I took a piss in public about 2.5 weeks. 3
Oh,
weeks
mate,
ago.
don't admit the crimes on the internet. Come on.
I did it on a
You've not
train
learned
platform.
this yet. You don't tell people what you did. Get into
I did it
trouble.
on
Oh,
I did it on a train platform because the train was delayed.
Mm.
So they opened the doors and I went out and
Mm.
I was drunk as fuck. I was so off my face. I was very drunk.
I was once so drunk that I accidentally urinated on my friend's clothes horse, thinking it was the urinal.
Oh, a friend of mine was so drunk he pissed on my radiator in my bedroom that was next to my bed.
Oh.
And then the Virgin Media guy came and installed the Virgin Media box right by that said radiator the next morning, and I hadn't had a chance to clean it up.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Did you
that
tell
was
me you had a
Yay,
cat?
drinking.
Did you tell me you had a
All
cat?
of this.
That's what I would have done. This cat, we had a cat.
All of this is such a great advert for drinking.
It is.
Well,
just worked out.
I've never.
I
pissed
just
in it.
calculated, Scott. How old? Do you mind me asking? How old
Yeah.
are you?
I'm 49.
49.
He's a
42
minor,
years ago.
49er.
I passed my driving test 42 years ago, and they still let me
I was-
drive.
That's when they used to drive dinosaurs.
When I
like
was
in
5.
the Flintstones.
That's 5 years old.
Tell you what, that you're doing the pedaling thing basically under those cars at the
Yeah.
same. You guys, you don't know how easy you've got it with your fucking
Fucking
cameras in the back of
Your
your
Flintstones.
massive
car.
Stone Age feet.
Well, I am learning on automatic because I just life was just too short to continue with the manual lessons. It was just too hard. I think I'll go back to it though. Once I get my license, I think I will try to learn how to do it on a manual car because I think it would be a skill to know. But I'd rather do that while I'm on the road in something, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, the
Actually-
all the electric cars are automatic, aren't they? None of them have gears.
It's
Pretty much, yeah.
It's the way of the future, mate. It's the way of the future. It's the way of the future. It's the way of the
I
future.
did.
It's the way of the future.
I've driven
future.
3 times
It's the way of the
this week.
future. Sorry. What?
I've left the confines of my house or the near
I
proximity.
didn't know
to
you
my
had a
house.
car. Was it your
3
car?
times.
Did you nick one?
I don't. I use street cars. So
What? Was there a streetcar named
that's
Desire?
cool.
there's cars parked all over Brighton that I can just hire for an hour or two. Basically.
Yeah.
Higher. You mean you smash the window and hotwire them?
No,
Yeah.
it is an actual thing, isn't it? That you can like hire it for a whole day if you want to. But it's like
Yeah.
you have to bring it back and park it where they tell you to park it, right?
I have a story that connects up you, like not urinating in public, but something else, and
Did you
parking my
urinate in a
car.
Go on. You were
So-
parking your car
This
and
week
having
I
a
had
wank
to.
at the same time.
I had a street car because I had to go to a stoma nurse appointment in Brighton in the morning, and then I had
Right.
to go and see my surgeon in Guildford at 2:00. So I got a streetcar from the hospital in Brighton, drove to Guildford, come back, and I get back to Brighton after a really good day. Actually, I've got some good news this week. And it was beautiful and sunny and a fantastic drive. And I pull up and there's a van parked in the streetcar space, right? And you pay for these cars by the minute. Literally, you know, the longer you sit there waiting for somebody to vacate this space, you're paying for it. And there's a van parked in there. It's illegal to park in that space. I pull up by the side of the van. Guy winds his window down, and I said, "I'm really sorry, mate, but that's a parking space for this streetcar, and I need to return it because I'm paying for it by the minute. So, would you mind moving?" So he reverses back, but doesn't leave me enough room to actually park the car.
Bastards.
He's on a double yellow line in front of a garage, and he just sits there. So I open the window again, lean out, and I said, "Mate, I can't do that." And he shouts at me, and he says, "It's not my fault. You're a useless fucking driver, you old cunt."
Wow.
So me being the kind of shy, retiring type that doesn't really like conflict, I get out of the car, right? And I said, "What the fuck are you doing?" I said, "Seriously, I've taken the number of your van. It says on the back, is this driver performing well? And I'm definitely going to be reporting you to your boss. I'm assuming you should be working instead of parked up in Brighton today. And you're being incredibly rude to me." And he says, and he gets out with a fucking hammer in his hand.
What?
Right? He comes up to me and literally is abused, like the verbal abuse
What?
that I was getting. So then, right, he buggers off. I park the car, and then he's standing at the top of the street as I head up back towards the hospital, right? So I walk towards him. Really, I was really quite calm. I was quite proud of myself. I walk towards him, go round him, walk into the hospital because I had to go and hand in a form. And he follows me into the hospital. Right.
The fuck?
So I turn around thinking, I look around me, there's security cameras and there's a security guard at the counter. So I thought, this is a good place to have a chat, basically. And I stood there and he said, "I'll tell you what, mate, you're a fucking arsehole." I said, "I'll tell you what, mate, I don't have one. I shit in this bag." And I showed him the bag on my stomach. In the middle of a hospital reception area. Right.
That is beautiful.
I was very proud of myself. He did leave in the end. But anyway, the point of
Please tell me he left like straight away. He looked at that and went, "Oh,
no, he still wanted to win as he was walking out. And I said to him, "The thing is, mate, you're in Kempton in Brighton and you've been following a very attractive man around into a hospital.
homosexual."
And I said, I think you may be revealing yourself." And as he walked away, I said, "But you won't pull anyone because you're going bold, dude." Basically. That was my little win for the day.
I might be old,
But
but
anyway,
I still have hair.
I was actually having such a good day. Incredibly sunny. I went to go and see my surgeon in Guildford, who's an excellent surgeon, and they can't find any cancer.
Yay!
Oh.
Woo! I think
They've done all the
that's
awesome
biopsies,
news.
Can we unleash
and
the
I
really
probably
professionals?
don't have to go. I don't have to go back for another 12.
Yay!
That's amazing.
Cancer-free
I'm so happy
confetti.
to hear it.
That is
Pretty
that is
wow.
fantastic. So
Yeah.
there's no.
It's not like we haven't been there before. I got that all cleared last year, basically, and it was great news. This time, I'm a bit more moderated on it, but
Well,
they've literally dug around my insides and looked for as much cancer as they can find, and they couldn't. So
brilliant.
And and you've gone through something, a really, I would say, a big deal. a real change to sort of make that a reality. So congratulations. I think you should
Thanks, man.
actually take in a little bit of joy because you worked for it.
Yeah, well, it's been a tough. You all know it's been a tough 18 months.
Exactly.
But honestly, right at the moment, I think I said this last week. No pain, and everything's healing up fine. And using stoma bags, it's not actually as big a deal as I thought it was, or anybody else thinks it was. You get used to it eventually, and it's you know. I'm flying to Madrid in 2 weeks' time, so that'll be the big test. Because I've got this thing in my head that if you imagine using an ostomy bag or one of these bags, it's like having a crisp packet sellotape to you all day.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of what it's like. And you feel like if I knock it or whatever, I'll let all the crisps out. But then, here's the secret: they're not crisps. But when you get on an aeroplane, with a bag of crisps, it inflates, doesn't it? Because there's a differential in the air pressure, and the air that was trapped in the packet expands. Nobody can tell me what happens on an aeroplane with these bags.
Have you not asked ChatGPT? ChatGPT will know.
Yeah, or I would. Is there anybody else with the same thing that has flown?
What happens if you type into ChatGPT like did
my stoma bag inflate
did Sam
on a
Altman
flight?
really rape his sister? If you type that into ChatGPT, what does ChatGPT tell you?
Who is Sam Altman?
He's the guy who owns ChatGPT. He's been accused by his sister of raping her. Yeah. He's gone to court in America. It's fucking mind blowing, and no one's talking about it.
He's a horrendous man. He really is.
He's horrible. There's a lot of stuff that's come out. I don't know if he's that horrible yet. I mean, obviously there's going to be a court case, but from what people have said who've worked with him, he just doesn't give a shit. He does not give a shit about any harm that his AI does. And like a lot of these tech bros, they start off saying, "Oh no, we're gonna be the good guys. Do no evil.
We're gonna make the planet
do no
great.
Evil." Wasn't that? Don't
not.
be evil. Wasn't that the slogan of Google for a while? Don't be evil, and then they just got rid of the don't.
They got rid of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't like to talk about it anymore.
I
actually think out of the sort of 3 or 4 major players in AI, Google are probably the safest because of their corporate structure, which is saying something. Because Google are definitely evil.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Google Daddy, can you hear me? You're fucking evil.
Google Daddy.
Google's paying. Well, actually, the super chats are paying me, but I'll only get the super chats if I do shows on here. If I dance like a funny little ginger traveling monkey.
My days.
Welcome to the Ginger Traveling Monkey channel. Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
We're launching 2 new channels today. The Day in the Life of a Depressed Gay Man and the Ginger Monkey Dancing channel.
I'm quite excited because on Thursday this week I'm booked to go down to London because I'm going to be on a proper grown-up podcast.
Shut the door.
A real fucking actual fucking podcast.
That's
like a
crazy.
Proper officially official one.
That's just mental.
I know.
What's the podcast?
It's the amazing one. It's the official Guinness World Records podcast. They want to talk to me about my Guinness World Records.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Because no one's beaten them, and with the state of the world at the moment, doesn't like anyone's going to. Another silver lining to Trump's fucking mayhem. No one's going to beat my record for visiting every country of the world without flying.
I was watching another YouTuber who's just got a Guinness World Record, and they're creating a museum, aren't they, or something? A new Guinness museum.
Are they? Put me in the museum. Put me in the museum. What, like,
you should be careful. Maybe they've invited you down to do the podcast.
Embalm me.
It's an embalming studio.
And then I'll just be there. That'd be great. Just embalm me and put me in the living room.
£5 for the dance monkey from Pygmalion. Thank you, Pygmalion. Come on, dance.
Pygmalion. Like Bez from the Happy Mondays. Anyway, Graeme going to wear a suit and tie. Oh shit, I didn't think of that. No. I'm not going to wear a suit and tie. I'm going to wear my hat and me stupid hat.
Well, that's your image, right?
Better question, Sarah, is Graeme, do you own a suit and tie?
No. Man, I don't have that kind of money.
I don't own ties anymore. I haven't owned ties for 9 years. I don't even wear them for weddings and funerals. So.
Oh, bloody hell. Isn't that insulting, though, to the person getting wedded?
I can imagine. Can you imagine dying and then finding out somebody turned up without a tie at your funeral?
Motherfucker! I
That'd
still
be
remember,
awful,
like,
wouldn't
when I was a choir boy, I must have sang at, like, a couple hundred weddings over the years, right? Because I was a choir boy for quite a few years. And on Saturdays, we used to do up to, like, 4 or 5 weddings on a Saturday, like, one after the other. And I always remember one where some lad turned up in, like, the brightest purple shell suit. Like, everyone else is wearing, dresses or shirt and tie. And there's this one lad, and he's just there in his white Reebok trainers. He's got his bottom of his shell suit tucked into his white socks, because that was the fashion back in the day. And he's wearing the shell suit. I watched the Magic Faraway Tree last Saturday, because it's one of Kat's favourite books from when she was little. I've never read it. Enid Blyton. I think she's a bit racist. Did she used to play tennis nude, or is that Agatha Christie?
Down in
I don't know.
Dorset.
They have a scene where they go to this tree, and it takes them. There's a ladder that takes them to these magical lands, and the magical lands change. And one of the magical lands is Birthday Land, and it's all done out like the 80s. And the people who are up there are all wearing shell suits, like tracksuits from the 80s, and they all look like the Jimmies from 28 years later, the Bone Temple. I was like, Jimmy Savile has done for the shell suit what Jeffrey Epstein's done for owning a private island.
Oh my god!
You just can't now. If you wear a shell suit, everyone's just going to assume that. Do you know what I mean by shell suit? Like a tracksuit, but it's like a shiny one, nylon one from the 1980s.
I know exactly what you mean. Yep.
Which were really dangerous, because you filled your car up with one. They get like loads of static charge in them, and there were cases of people like fucking exploding essentially because they caught fire because of the static shock that came from the shell suit that they were wearing.
Bloody hell!
Yeah.
Calm
down. Anyway, so I'm going to be on a proper grown-up podcast. Should be exciting.
How are you going to stop yourself from swearing every third word?
I don't fucking know.
Fucking hell, mate.
I'm on a fucking podcast with a fucking Guinness Book of fucking
I don't think it's live. I think that'll stand me in good stead. I do like the way that when it never used to swear on this channel, like the first 6 months of running it as Labour Social, I didn't swear at all. And every single one of my videos got demonetized. And now I say what the fuck I want. And I think because like Google has just got so many hours and petabytes of data of 4K streaming of me, just like streaming every fucking day. It's just like, oh, fuck it. Just let him say what he wants. So I can say, I can't wait till Trump dies. Wake me up in the middle of the night and let me know. All of yous.
I think...
Wayne, you can call me. You can call me, mate, in the middle of the night if Trump dies, okay?
We have to ask a question of Simply Secular Dave, sorry. He says, hey, Graeme, Hughes and friends, having a wonderful time. Wish you were here. Where are you?
Where are you, Dave? Where are you, Dave? I'm having a wonderful time. Moonface in the film doesn't have a fucking moon face. He's got a moon in his hair. Yes. Vendetta. Yes, he's not actually a moon face. Maybe they did it and he just ended up looking like Neil Fielding in The Mighty Boosh when he plays the moon.
Oh, yeah.
I know Aid was on with Ian Dale yesterday.
Ooh, that's very fancy. It's a bit grown up. Did he manage not to swear?
LBC.
Did he
probably? I haven't heard it yet. I need to go back and listen to it. But yeah, he's. I know he was
professional. I do.
Yeah.
Where is Aid? He should be here with us now. Has he just done his live show and then fucked off?
Too good now. He's too good. Oh man, I've got Ian Dale. Like Ian Dale's my mate, even though he's a massive right winger, and I'm not.
He's a mate. Hannah she sends her apologies. Not Hannah Fry, Hannah Janes, because she's got a mate's got a birthday. She's got to go out for a mate's birthday.
Yeah,
as excuses go, that's fairly solid, isn't it?
I've got to sort out mine this weekend because I'm thinking about changing the date on it and making.
Well, you're going to be like the king and have 2 birthdays, aren't you? You're going to decide to have a birthday at some point in the year. Do you know what's funny? My other mate Scott did the same thing last year.
Is that for real?
His 50th.
You're going to change the date of your birthday?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have the party. I think it might now be September, instead of December, because it's my 50th, and I would like as many of my friends as to be able to come as possible because it's my 50th, and December 15th just does not lend itself to birthday celebrations. It's just the wrong
Yes.
time of year.
Yeah.
It really is.
Everyone's doing like work,
Christmas parties, yeah, all that. Family starts coming in at
Ugh.
that time. It is what it is. You know, I have suffered some, birthday, like, yeah, blowouts, like not in a good ways, and like no one showed up. So I thought it would be really good to do something a little bit more summery. So, because I've never had a birthday in the summer. So yeah, I'm changing it. I'll give you the details, Mike.
Well, yeah.
If you can make it.
If I say that I'm going to come, and I'll come. Like I do.
Yeah, no,
I do
I
turn
know,
up.
but I just might
I'm one of
change the
those
date,
fuckers who
which I
turns up.
told you the date that I was thinking of, and I'm thinking
Yeah,
about
yeah. I
changing
don't think I could. August might be all right. I am going away in August though to go and see the eclipse of the sun.
Right.
I'm going to Spain to see the eclipse. Come to
Okay,
Spain
so
with us, Mike. Come see the eclipse.
maybe
I mean,
September then.
I kind of hope by September I'm living there, to be honest with you. But you never know.
Well,
Can I just
Chris
say
is
hello to
saying,
Maria before she
"Hey,
goes to
hello."
sleep? Can I just say hello, Maria? She's watching. She
Hola.
said
Hi,
something in the
Maria.
chat. Apparently, she actually contributed in the chat, which is a very brave thing to do, Maria. Well done.
Chris, so you're saying that Kamala Harris is
It's
thinking
in
about
southern
running for
Spain,
president
isn't
again?
it? The
What?
eclipses.
No, northern
is
Spain,
in-
north
north.
Spain, and then it's going to be in the northeast of Spain, and then it's going to be over the Balearic Islands. So I'm going to be in Mallorca, and if it's a bit cloudy, you're not going to see shit. Basically, it's going to be sunset when we have the eclipse on Mallorca.
Can I? Can I put? Oh, there you go. Look, Maria says hello. Can I publicly ask
Hello.
Maria if I can come over in September and see August and see the eclipse?
August and see the
Thanks,
eclipse. Yeah, because
she lives in a village in north of Madrid.
Yeah,
and it's up in the mountains around there, the snow cap.
August 12th. It is
I'll tell you something.
Wednesday, August the 12th.
Be absolutely incredible to watch.
Those little villages
skies
on the hills blew my mind when I was last there. Like we were driving on the motorway, and you just passed them. It's very common to see houses just built into the mountain like that. And I just thought,
at night,
that must be really cool to live there. You know what I mean?
It's beautiful. Well, it's really cold, but they're beautiful at night when you're driving.
For Spain, who cares? Like, I'm not sure. What's cold in Spain?
The mountains, up in the mountains.
Colder than here.
Yeah,
really?
It gets cold in the mountains. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sierra Nevada and stuff. So the eclipse is on the 12th of August. Now, on the 11th of August, 1999, there was an eclipse that could be seen in the UK. I think it's the last time we had a total solar eclipse in the UK. And me, like a stupid twat, wasn't in the UK at the time. I was in Dahab in fucking Egypt, like a twat. And so I didn't get to see a full solar eclipse. I've never seen one.
Well, you didn't miss anything.
Yeah, you know what happened? There was a total eclipse of the sun, and that was about it.
What the hell, you heathens?
No. It was like the best place to see it was Cornwall, and
I've seen 2 or 3 now.
We sent a TV crew down there because we were working. We did this online drama for Channel 4 with a little TV show attached to it, where we set up the idea that there was a production company going down to Cornwall to film the eclipse. And then during the eclipse itself, somebody got murdered and the email system broke. It's a joke, right? This is back in the days when the internet was fun, and we started pissing about with people's minds, and then probably created MAGA or something by mistake. But the idea was that somebody died and the email server broke so that you could read all the emails of everybody involved in the production, the presenters and the people behind the scenes, and you had to try and solve the crime. I mean, we made it clear it was a drama. Anyway, point is, I spent about 40 grand of the company's money sending a crew down to Cornwall and putting them up for 3 days down there to film the eclipse, and it was cloudy. Nobody saw the eclipse in Cornwall. I saw it better in Cambridge, where I lived at the time.
Ooh. Well,
although, like, I wrote a letter to the Guardian about it because they asked for people who'd witnessed the eclipse, and my kids were little at the time, and literally, I was stood outside with a colander and like glasses and pieces of paper and things. And I'm going, kids, come and look at this. Come and look at this. It's amazing. And they went, but SpongeBob's on, Dad.
Shit.
And then they missed it. And I went, well, you missed an eclipse. You won't see another one then for 50 years. And they kind of went, oh, all right.
Okay.
Well, SpongeBob's still on.
Yeah, we can watch that.
Damn it. Well, the papers at the time were all over it. They were dead excited. They were like, they were like all the eclipses. They took they thought it was great. In fact, I'll show you if you're watching at home, and I can show an AVIF file. Can I do that? No, I can't. Ah, you bastards. Anyway, but yeah.
Where have you seen one elsewhere in the world? Did you happen to?
I saw one in America.
I've never seen a full eclipse. I've always wanted to.
You've been to 195 countries
really?
in the world, and you never time because they're happening every day, basically. Somewhere.
No, they don't. Not a full eclipse.
Pretty
not a
much.
full solar eclipse. They're very, very rare.
They are
A lunar
rare,
eclipse
that
happens quite often.
They're happening at least every month somewhere. Basically.
No, they're not. They're not.
Yeah, they
No,
are.
they're not.
Yeah,
No,
they
they're
are.
not. No, a full total solar eclipse. It hardly
They're
ever
not.
happens.
They're nowhere near as rare as we think.
They are very rare.
But they're happening over the Pacific half the time, aren't they? Nobody gets
The
to
eclipse
see
of the century is going to be next year, but I'm going to be halfway to bloody Papua New Guinea when it
them. Did you also
happens.
see the easiest way to do it?
What?
The easiest way to see an eclipse is to get in a spaceship and fly around the moon.
Yeah,
'Cause they
I
saw
guess so.
one.
Oh yeah, they did, but that wasn't the real eclipse. It is remarkable that the
That
moon
is
is,
the
just the
rarest
right size
That
and
was
just
the
the right
rarest
distance from
eclipse
Earth.
they saw, though. They saw an Earth eclipse.
Yeah, but that's not very rare from that side of the moon. If you're on that side of the moon,
Yeah,
it's
but-
just that
but
hardly
how
anyone's
many-
seen it.
How
because-
many people have seen that?
Well, yeah, but I mean, as an occurrence, it happens all the freaking time because the Earth is obviously a lot bigger than the moon. But the moon is just the right size. It's not always the right size because sometimes you get the one with the ring around it. You know, they call that the ring piece eclipse. I think something like that.
Do they actually call it that?
No,
I don't
know. I don't know what they call it.
that.
There you go. I'm
The
showing
asshole
everyone.
eclipse.
These were this was a front page newspapers that I'm showing on the.
There you go. There's
the-
4
you've got
eclipses every year.
The Daily Telegraph, Herald Tribune, the
Four.
Star, Killers,
Four.
Knife Frenzy. Are you sure there wasn't a murderer running around, Mike? Was there
I'm just
actually a
saying,
murderer?
right?
Excuse me.
Four-
The greatest show
four
off Earth.
eclipses.
See what the day the sun. Spooky, wasn't it? Said the Mirror. That's back in 1999. Sorry, go on. Tell us about eclipses. There's 4 a year.
There are 4 every year.
Full eclipses.
Yeah.
Or partial eclipses.
It's just half the time you can't see them because they're over the ocean.
They're over the ocean. Full.
But it happens all the time.
Yeah,
How-
that makes sense because most of the world is the ocean.
Yeah.
What? No, but then you'd just gone on a boat. Total solar eclipses.
How are you going to
Okay.
be able to pinpoint that
Roughly
area?
every
So-
18 months, so not 4 times a year.
There's 2
Twice
solar
every 3
eclipses,
years, right?
Oh, fuck
And
me.
2 lunar eclipses, and the rare
Happening-
variations.
Excuse me.
yeah. There's 2 solar eclipses, but they're not necessarily a total eclipse of my heart.
Well,
Because the
yeah,
moon has to be at a
okay.
very specific distance from the Earth to be a total.
Well, you're
eclipse.
just, picking fault now.
There'll be 68 total solar eclipses between 2001 and 2100.
There you go.
So there you go.
And
Yeah.
the one that happened in Cornwall, as many people are saying in the chat, was basically the clouds eclipsing the sun and the moon at the same time. So-
Yeah. Okay, although eclipses happen yearly, total eclipses are only visible from a narrow, fleeting path called the path of totality. For example, the total solar eclipse of August 2nd, 2027 is a prime example of high visibility, whereas others may pass over oceans or uninhabited areas. Okay, so yeah, they might pass over oceans, but they're not that common.
Yeah, but more common than we think. Because in most people's lifetime, they only get
Yeah.
to see one if they're lucky,
Yes.
basically.
When it finally comes over Cornwall or
But if you follow
Shropshire.
the moon around the planet, then you get to see them quite often.
Mm. Anyway, Darian De Star has made 2 wonderful super chat contributions while we were blithering on about eclipses. One for
Yeah,
£10 and another one for £10, saying completion of Dizetti pledge. So here we have the pledge for the confetti for Dizetti. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, confetti! Yay! Woo! That's for this there. Yes, and Simply Secular Dave says, I fear this debate is eclipsing some of the people's knowledge level.
Very much.
There you go. But yeah,
I mean, I lucked out that there was more than one eclipse a year.
You did.
For sure.
You did. I just started to go, but I didn't actually put what the celebratory thing was. It'll be confetti. It's always confetti.
Oh,
Should we make something else up?
Jenny Robinson, Orange Moon, did Trump grab his cankles?
Ugh.
I doubt he applies the orange makeup in the particular area you're talking about.
Such a fucking horror show, that man.
Maybe he does. Maybe he's got 2 big orange patches on his arse as well.
Maybe he should just fuck off. Maybe he should just stop breathing. That would be great. Could you do that for us, Mr. Trump? Could you just stop fucking breathing? Anyway, here's that picture that they don't want you to see of Melania. There you go. Melania and Epstein there with Ghislaine Maxwell and Trump. There you go. They don't want you to see that picture.
I barely knew him. I was in the same social circle. Here is me kissing him.
Yeah.
No, isn't that crazy? We were at the same places.
A lot of those pictures were fake. There's a lot of fake pictures going around at the moment, but that
Sarah,
the 4 of them.
Sarah Davis, no. This is the last Friday night social I'm going to watch as a 46-year-old.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
Fuck's sake.
I don't watch it as a 46-year-old anymore.
I don't either.
They actually, peak Friday night socials only come around every 46 years.
That is true. That is true. So you're doing well. You're doing well, fellow Aries. I'm not an Aries.
Sorry, guys. I'm really tired tonight.
It's Cat's birthday next week.
Is it?
Yeah, so I'm not doing the Friday night social next week because I'm going to be spending the night going out with Cat because it's her birthday. So sorry.
I was out last week, so yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So Mike, if you want to man the show, you're very welcome to. Or I could do a Saturday night social if you want. Up to you.
I mean, some of us. Maria was visiting last week, and I still did the show. But I'm just saying. Yeah,
but was it her birthday?
I'm sure Kat's birthday is important.
So if Maria came over and it was her birthday, you would still do the show.
She did come over.
That's some level of and it was her birthday.
She came over the day before my operation, or the day of my operation, and that was her birthday.
Oh wow!
So I was a little bit incapacitated that day.
Fair enough.
No, I'll cover for you. That's no problem.
Excellent.
Thank you, though, says Sarah Davis.
Happy
birthday! Is it tomorrow? When's your birthday, Sarah? Are we missing this? It's on the 16th. 16th next week.
No. 16th. So yeah, happy birthday for the 16th. So that's a few more days. But yeah, Cat is the day after, so that's good.
Where are you going? Are you going somewhere nice?
What, next week? I don't know yet. Not organised anything. I'm not that organised, you know.
Probably shouldn't admit that on the show.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't admit that. I'm not that organised.
You've got a secret plan that you can't reveal on the show.
A secret plan that I can't reveal. That definitely doesn't involve a can of de-icer from the all-night garage.
I got 3 cans of Stella. What's wrong with you? It's your birthday.
Happy birthday. But yeah, we got Epstein. We were talking about Epstein, but also I wanted to talk about this story that we can't talk about really because the information that we've got is stuff that we've got from illicit means. But I don't know what we can say about this, but we can say because it was reported in the Financial Times this week. And there was a story about it in the Times in January. Allegedly, a person who is very close to the Iranian regime has been pushing money Farage's way.
Allegedly.
And isn't it funny that Viktor Orban, who's standing for election after 16 years of terror, in power in Hungary, he's supported by both Vladimir Putin and the President of the United States. So the same leader is supported by the leader of Russia and the leader of America. How fucked up is that?
JD Vance was over there campaigning, wasn't he?
I know. And his fucking Orban's poll numbers went down
through the floor.
After JD Vance went there. It's like, yeah, kiss of death there, mate. Thanks for that. Et tu, Brute.
That's funny.
That did make me laugh. I hope he fucking loses.
Do you think it's waning? Do you think the whole right wing thing is waning in the face of? Because MAGA, like you said at the top of the show, right?
What's
MAGA
waning?
Is
What does that mean? Does that mean calling you up just in the middle of the day without warning? Is that waning?
What, geezer?
Oh, what,
Geezer.
quiet! What are you doing? I'm in the middle of. I'm literally having a shit.
Tramp. Listen, mate.
I just want to say he's got to come on now and be like, "Oh, fuck it off." The boys is back on the telly. The boys, and I think that actually they base the character of Billy Butcher on our Wayne. Diabolical! Look at him yawn. Look at that. Jesus. When Scott yawns, his mouth just takes up all of his head.
Yeah, sorry.
It's so very impressive. I'm sorry, we kept you up all week.
Well, that's how I'm good at sucking dick.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. What would we, Mike, what would we have to do with Scott if he was heterosexual and he was coming out with this kind of stuff? Shag this bird who had big tits. If he was coming out with this kind of...
I ate her minge, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
My tongue's so big, I can really.
I don't know.
I can really eat minge.
You know, this is a genuine thing, Scott, and this is no criticism, right? But why do we find it easier? I mean, the thing is, you've now said it, so like, we just have to be, maybe we'll just pretend that never happened. So Sarah Davis, thank you for the £2. As it's Kat's birthday, you can have a night off now.
I turned Graeme even more red than he already is.
Thank you, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Oh my God, Scott! What the fuck, man?
On a serious note, it is the equivalent of that, but we don't treat it that way. Have you noticed that?
What?
Yeah, but it would be actually hilarious if some woman-hating, manosphere, misogynist scumbag was going, "My tongue is so big,
I could eat minge."
And you'd just be like,
"Mingy ever."
Isn't that
Maria?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Maria. Sorry,
There
Mum.
are other
Kat, if you're
YouTube
watching.
channels available. Sorry, Graham's mum.
Graham's mom.
Can we talk about The Boys for a second? Because someone said in the chat,
Did they eat minge on that?
Yes, they do.
I've not seen it yet.
The
I saw
Boys
the
mentioned
first
Peter
series.
Thiel, first episode of the series. Homelander actor is superb. The mad thing about The Boys is that Homelander is like he's Superman, but he's evil. So he's
Trump.
Yeah,
He's essentially
he's
Trump.
Trump if he had
basically.
superpowers. But the thing is, he's not as evil as Trump. And that is the crazy thing. But one of the things I love about the way they have his character is nothing is ever enough. Like, even if he has this, everyone loves him. Everyone thinks he's amazing. It's never enough for him. And he just can't live with it because he has to keep pushing and pushing and pushing to see what because he's waiting for someone to say stop.
That's the crazy thing with Trump, isn't it, really? The ways that actually exercise power. I was watching a podcast the other day that was saying, wouldn't it just be great if the Democrats actually exercised the kind of power that Trump exercises, but did some good things? Because he's managed to get around a broken system and get things done. You've got to give him credit for the fact that he's getting things done, but they're not things that we agree with. But if he just did a couple of things that were actually popular, like just a couple of things, it actually would probably get statues put up about him in places voluntarily instead of him having to pay for them all the time. But it's never enough. It's like you say, it doesn't.
Never enough.
He just wants this constant adulation from
it's
people that he admires.
It's a mental health problem. It's a mental health problem. It's a problem.
Yeah.
It's linked with addiction, where people get addicted to gambling, which has no chemicals in it, as far as I know. Because and no matter how much they win gambling, they'll never stop. No matter how much they lose gambling, they'll never stop unless they get help. And thankfully, a lot of people do get help because they've got people who love them and want to, them to help themselves. Whereas Trump has got no one who loves him. Everyone around him fucking hates his guts and just uses him for his money. He's never had a real friend. He doesn't know what a real friend is or what it's like to have a real friend who you can actually trust. He's just a sad, old man who's a show off. He just wants to show off and say, "Hey, look at this cool thing that I've got. You know, this stolen document or this gold statue of myself." You seen his gold statue? Have you seen his fucking arch? The picture of the arch.
Yeah, but he
Has
calls
anyone
it an
seen
arc.
He
This
does
is how
call it an
fucking
arc.
stupid is he? He calls it an arc because of the Arc de Triomphe, and he doesn't understand that arc in French means arch. So he doesn't call it an arch. He keeps calling it, we're going to have a great arc in Washington.
Yes. Because
that will be taken down, though. I personally think if that got put up, the moment he's gone, it'll be taken down.
No, it won't. No, why would they take it down? They
Why
barely
would they
take down
keep it?
statues of Confederate generals who killed loads of Americans.
Well, eventually they came down.
Some of them. They put some back up, haven't they? Didn't they put a statue of fucking who's that twat? Columbus. Didn't they put a picture of statue of Columbus back up outside the White House because they were annoyed at people? I'll show the arch for people who are watching. So there you go. This is the arch that Trump wants building in Washington in his honor or something, and it's just so embarrassing. It's just so sad. You know, it's like a personalized number plate. It's just
It's like the Brandenburg Gate meets the Arc de Triomphe, and the only design criteria for it was it has to have gold on it, and it needs to be at least 2 meters taller than the French one. That was his description to the architect, who he sacked straight after he did the design. Very similar to the ballroom problem as well, basically.
Well, he's being sued now, isn't he, by the Historical Society or something? Because the White House is a historical monument.
But they've got no power to do anything to it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's why they've gone to court. So, But then again, it's all very well to go to court. Nothing happens to him. You know what I mean?
What's going to happen? Yeah.
Every time, nothing happens. There will be nothing of it.
Well, it reminds me of the incredibly tacky monument of neutrality in this is in Ashgabat, the capital of Turkmenistan. They used to have a leader called Turkmenbashi who was mad as a bag of cut snakes, and he's the guy who renamed April after his mum and demanded that his face be on every yogurt carton in the country. And
yogurt.
Every yogurt carton had to have his face on it. And he banned lip syncing in public. He weren't allowed to lip sync in public because he's fucking nuts. He's mad as a fucking bag of fucking sweaty Maltesers. Like he was literally fucking crazy, and he was in charge of this post-Soviet nation. He was allowed to do what he wanted because he was completely in charge. He was a dictator, and dictators can do what the fuck they want, can't they? Trump. Anyway, so
isn't that similar to what Cromwell did?
Here's the Arch of Neutrality. It looks completely shite. It looks like some shit space rocket drawn by a child, and then at the top of the arch is this statue of Turkmenbashi. Here he is. He looks like he's just wearing a suit. Do you know what I mean? He's not wearing like military uniform on a horse or whatever, like these old, statues of old. He just looks like a fucking bank manager. He's got his arms up in the air, and I think the statue of Trump that he wants in the Trump Museum is a golden statue with his arms in the air. And this actual statue, it revolves during the day to always face the sun. So it actually moves to face the sun as it moves around the sky. And this is the sun. It's dictator chic. Look at all the shit that Trump surrounds himself with, the aesthetics. It's dictator chic. It is tacky, golden shite that you'd see from a tin pot dictator in some, goddamn hellhole back in the 1980s. And it's just pathetic. It's just so pathetic. And Trump is foisting this on the American people. But Miss Paula Thomas has just foisted fucking £5 on me. So thank you very much, Miss Paula Thomas. A total eclipse was used to test one of the predictions of Einstein's general theory of relativity. There you go, Michael. Yeah, and Scotula, whatever Scott's short for. Scotland.
When did I ever say the opposite of that?
You said that eclipses were 10 a penny, not worth a pan of scouse, and you hate them.
For a year.
You hate them.
I didn't say that.
You did. You said you hated them. You said they were shit and smelly and stupid and had no friends.
Okay, well, I take that all back.
And I'm sad now.
Now that I know that Einstein was proven right.
Is Scott cleaning his ears? Does he know he's
My ears were
streaming
itching.
live
I'm
on
sorry.
air?
They were itching.
He's going to start cutting his toenails in a minute. No, please don't start cutting your toenails.
I
Scott.
did that yesterday, actually.
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah.
I hate cutting my toenails.
What I was gonna do is I was gonna go into the corner there,
Yeah.
and I was gonna take a big, huge shit.
Oh, brilliant.
I can do that. I can do that without having to go.
To get up.
Mike could be shitting right now. We wouldn't know.
These are my skills.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't know
Yeah.
either because it just happens.
Yeah, it just kind of comes out into the
I
bag.
don't have any control over the process.
What's sleeping like?
Don't. I mean, it's okay. It's fine. It's just like you start off a bit very nervous that the things are going to come off when you're
In the night.
That doesn't happen. They're incredibly secure. But yeah, not to put anyone off their supper, but at the moment, my stoma decides that middle of the night is a great time to fill up the bag. Basically. So I've been getting up at 2:00 every morning to.
Do you need to like time when you eat so that it doesn't happen? Do you like eat just before you go to sleep or something, and then
That's
in the
what
morning?
we've been trying to moderate. While Maria was over, we were just going through various sort of experiments with it.
Okay.
I got a it's not the sexiest of things that we did, to be honest with you. Can we moderate my food input so that the bag doesn't fill up? But I brought a soup maker from Amazon for 19 quid, and it's fucking amazing.
Oh, brilliant!
It's just amazing.
I have a soup maker.
Do you?
Yeah, it's a pot, and I can put
you
the
empty a
ingredients
can
in the pot, and then
I think you might be taking the mickey here. Mine is like a kettle with a blender in it.
That's crazy.
That's what it is. So I've been making fresh soup all week, which is great.
I don't eat soup.
No, bloody hell! You hate Eclipses. You hate soup.
Fucking
Why have you got such a big problem with just like nice things in life?
I hate one of the problems with the Eclipse thing is you get to clearly see where the soup dragon lives. And I fucking hate the soup dragon as well.
Oh my God, you hate soup and dragons and eclipses.
I hate soup.
Well, they're like three of my favourite things, soup and dragon and eclipses. You're just making a mockery of my song about a few of my favourite things.
Dragon moon soup.
Well, listen, Scott, why didn't you eat soup? What the fuck?
I don't want to drink my food. I want to eat it.
Yeah, but tomato soup on a winter's day, is that not with some like nice crusty bread?
The only soup I will eat. There's like two types of soup I'll eat. I will eat a butternut squash soup, and I will eat it's not eating, it's sipping.
It's
chicken
drinking
noodle.
Food.
Yeah, drinking food's weird.
Is he not drinking? It's not.
Well, you are literally drinking.
Soup
food.
is amazing. Soup is wonderful. You know, a really, really nice bowl of soup.
Cool. Not to dwell on my issue, right? But it is amazing when you have to think about what impact food will have on your bowels.
Yeah.
Well,
we just don't really think about it, do we?
Really, we all should be thinking about that. But in a way, to ensure a healthy gut and digestive system.
Oh my God!
But we don't. I think it's only with people who are training for something, for example, and people like yourself who can be adversely affected by it are the ones that are really looking at that sort of thing more than.
Mike, did you kill the clangers?
All of them.
Oh, you motherfucker! Hey, Mike, look,
whistling bastards. I just
I dropped a clanger.
I missed it.
Well, you can't because I killed them all. So. I've drawn the clangers and the soup dragon.
Yeah.
I was going to do.
What about the snapdragons? Was in the band.
I think Scott's given up.
Scott has just given up the will to live.
The band was not called the Snapdragons. It was called the Soup Dragons.
Yeah, no, there was the Snapdragons, wasn't there?
Was there a Snapdragons band?
Oh no, the Snoop Dragons. What was it called? What was the song? It was like a baggy sort of Manchester song.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember.
I've always got it in my head. Oh fucking hell! The Soup Dragons.
I'm free to do whatever I want any old time.
No. That was a different band.
Was it?
Yeah, no. Soup Dragons was. It was the. I'm gonna have to look it up. Sorry.
I'm looking it up right now.
Soup Dragons.
Can I just stress for the people in the chat? I actually was playing devil's advocate. I love the Clangers. It's one of my favourite.
I know it was free. I'm free. It was. I'm free. You're right.
Bitch,
Yes, well done.
don't ever doubt my musical
Sorry,
knowledge.
what was I thinking of? I was thinking of a different song. Cause I'm free, do what I
Do
want.
what I want.
You just got a,
Oh, they were Scottish.
got a
not
cultural
Monkey,
win over
Love
the Encyclopedia
Hold
Grammatica.
me, love me, hold me, cause I'm free.
Does it? And
Oh,
does
Snapdragon's
their
a
version?
type of plant.
Whatever I choose.
Scott?
What?
Scott, does the original version also have a tune, or how does it?
Yeah.
Oh, you bitch.
You know what? It also has a key.
Meow.
It has a key as well. Yeah, I'm just not
Meow.
using any of it.
That's very nice.
So
Thank
my
you for
bad.
singing for us.
You're welcome. Mike,
Thanks.
I would say get fucked, but you can't.
Ha ha ha.
Ah, ha ha ha. Ah, ha 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 ha. Ah, ha 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 ha.
It's very true.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of this. Oh, the Mock Turtles. That's who I was thinking of.
You're thinking of Snap
How's that?
Turtles.
How
The
is
Mock
that anything?
Turtles.
How is that anything like the Snapdragons?
Because
He
they
was
were a
thinking- he was
baggy
thinking
band.
of
They were
Snap.
both baggy bands.
And he was thinking of Snap Turtles, right?
No,
So
no.
maybe that's what it was.
Snapdragons. Snapping
Yeah.
turtles are different from Dragon. Anyway, look, that's what I was thinking of. The Mock
Can you- I'm
Turtles
gonna
who
need it.
sang "Can
I'm
You
gonna
Dig
need-
It?"
I'm gonna need a definition.
I was
moment
getting,
I thought
as
me,
well.
Can You
me
Dig It
Soup
was
Dragons.
sung by,
I was getting me Dragons
Pop
mixed up
Lead
with me
itself.
turtles.
But what is a baggy band?
And someone from Manchester who danced like Bez from the Happy Mondays.
I thought Can You Dig
Manchester.
It was. I thought Can You Dig It was by
Spiral
Pop-
Carpets, Charlatans, The Farm. They're from Liverpool.
You're just going.
I
Are
thought.
you
Can
now
You Dig
naming
It-
lots of
Oh,
baggy
fuck
bands or
off,
trying
guys.
to guess?
Flowered Up, Primal
Scott's
Scream,
song. Go Scott.
Thank you.
Black Grape.
Pop Lead itself.
Were they baggy? Were they baggy?
I don't think they're baggy, but like I thought they did a song called "Can You Dig It."
No, that was the Mock Turtles. Unless, I don't know, Pop Elite itself did another version of. Can we talk? Because I know you did a video on this week, Scott, because I gave it a little heart. Can we talk about Wireless Festival?
Sure.
Oh my God. Like, what the fuck were they thinking?
Yeah.
So, it was a festival and they had the same headliner every night for 3 nights in Finsbury's Park, Finsbury Park, which is
Mhm.
an area of London where there are quite a lot of people who are Jewish living there. And this guy literally released a song called, what was it, Heil Hitler?
Yeah.
And the B-side was Hitler Did Nothing Wrong?
Yeah.
Something like that?
One of those. I don't know if you know. One of the reasons they've cancelled it is, and it's quite subtle, but that song is regarded as a little bit anti-Semitic.
Really? Really?
Interesting.
It's really it's subtle. It's only in the lyrics a little bit. You have to listen really carefully for it.
Oh, look at this. I'm getting cider. Thank you, darling. Getting given cider.
Ooh, I actually might go get a Guinness.
That sounds like a great idea. But before you go, Scott, obviously, I'm not making light of it, but you have had mental health problems over the last few months. Have you made an amazingly anti-Semitic album? Have you sold any T-shirts with swastikas on?
Funnily enough,
Yeah?
no.
Not even a little bit? Not even a little bit? Little bit of Nazism?
No.
Just a little bit?
If anything, I'd probably come a little homophobic.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, because I hated myself.
But okay,
So-
fair enough. But you went like goose stepping to work, were you, or burning books, or
No.
doing Nazi
Appearing
shit?
on the Alex Jones show.
I'm not going to open up your wardrobe and find there's a miniature
Do you know people
concentration
actually
camp.
came for me about that, Graeme? That when I said that in my video,
What?
people actually said to me, "I can't even believe you're comparing depression to bipolar." I was like, "Bitch, go back and listen to the video. No one is doing that.
What?
Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, but you can because they're the mental health problems. But
Their mental health problem.
hiding behind
was my point.
your mental
Yeah,
health
that was my
problem
point. You're
for
hiding-
doing
you're
Nazi
hiding your
shit is
bad-
just fucking nuts when there's millions of people
Yeah,
with bipolar disorder who don't turn into big Nazis.
Exactly. So my whole point was, no one's hiding their bigotry. Well, he's trying to hide his bigotry behind his mental health, which that's not the case. It had to already be there, or he was brainwashed in some way.
It's difficult, isn't it? It's like there was a guy in hospital who got dementia, and he was incredibly aggressive, sexist, racist. And it's like over
He was
7
always
days.
like that.
Over 7 days of hearing him, I genuinely believe that there was some part of him in his history that experienced a lot of those things because he was living in the past constantly in this.
He was like that in the past.
Yeah.
Well, no.
If not now.
My dad was a lot worse before he became when he got dementia. He became a lot
He was
nicer to
worse.
people. No, he became a lot nicer to people, a lot less prejudice.
Yeah,
and just a nicer person to be around, to be honest with you.
Affects people in different ways. A friend of mine was saying that it's he does education in this process, and he was saying that it's like having two bookshelves, and you've got this lovely oak, solid, really old bookshelf that's full of books that are really important to you. They're the most important things in your life, that you put books in there and keep them and look after them. And then you've got an IKEA bookshelf that looks kind of nice right now, but it's got all the bits of paper and notebooks and all the things that are going on in your life right now. And that when dementia hits, quite often the first bookshelf to fall over is the IKEA one, and you end up going back to the big solid oak thing. So if you've got fond memories of childhood, if you've got, good experiences as a young adult, etc., you tend to go back to that time. But if you're a thug running around saying racist shit, that's kind of where you end up living.
It's what you know. What you know that Tourette's guy that said something at an award ceremony recently, the Brits, I think it was, and he shouted out the N-word.
Yeah, Thingy Davidson.
Yeah.
John.
Hello, that word would not.
No, but Tourette's,
other Tourette's people use that word. Like, it's bullshit. He used that word when he was younger. That was that word is in his consciousness.
Yeah, because it's in popular use. But the reason why is it's tied in with like obsessive compulsion, and people are compelled to these tics that come along.
Yeah,
and it's also tied with intrusive thoughts. So in any given situation, John Davidson will think of the worst possible thing that you could say in that situation, like when he met the Queen and said "fuck the Queen" to the Queen. Do you know what I mean? Because that's his brain goes, "What's the worst thing I can say in this?"
I suffer with intrusive thoughts that never crosses my mind.
Yeah, because you don't have Tourette's. It's a completely different thing.
The thing, but Scott, honestly, the thing with Tourette's is that you genuinely. All of the dark thoughts that anybody has ever had basically exist in all of our heads. They do. We've heard them said by other people. We know that when they're offensive. And the thing with Tourette's is you've got absolutely no control over what comes out.
Yeah.
Except that you release the barrier to saying any of it.
Well, yeah, Reverend Caffey puts it in the chat as the point of Tourette's is he would be thinking, I mustn't say ... And then he involuntarily says it. I mean, if you watch I Swear, which I watched this week, and Mike, it is just a brilliant movie. You should really watch it. And he says horrific things to people, like
to his mother, to Dottie, the woman that looks after him. The first thing he says to Dottie when he meets her after her son told him that she was dying of cancer is, "You're going to fucking die, you old bitch," basically, as soon as he met her, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
But it was it's because something in him was saying, don't for God's sake mention the cancer.
Don't mention the cancer, And then he gets compelled, and then it just comes out.
I'm going to go get a Guinness, then we'll do the Kanye West thing. Bear with me, all right?
Okay, all right. But also what was being pointed out by someone in the chat there, I read that. I'm sorry, I didn't see who it was, but they were just saying about how depression is actually one of the poles of bipolar disorder. Yeah. So they are very similar. But I just think that there is a level of understanding that we need about mental health, but it doesn't extend to a 6 months period. No, it's like a 4-year period where Kanye West was just being a big Nazi.
Well, and it's the money, like. If he genuinely, right, if he was doing that gig and there was an outrage and he basically said, look, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll donate all of the money to a Jewish charity or to a Jewish and a Palestinian charity or a Gaza charity or whatever. I won't make a penny out of this. I just want to perform my music, etc. Then maybe he'd have got away with it as a PR thing. I don't think you should get redemption through cash, to be honest with you. But And it's like Louis C.K. he's returned to a career earning good money, basically.
Yeah,
And
everyone who's been cancelled. Yeah, tell me about all these cancelled people who got cancelled with all the money that they got cancelled with.
yeah, exactly. It's not right. I think it's exactly right that he's been banned. But the wireless first, the way they handled the PR of all of this was a nightmare.
Well, Scott's
They
got a bit of
started
an
off.
inside track on this, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We
Because
should wait for him.
Yeah, I think he used to work with the organisers of the Wireless Festival. But like,
It
just
seemed like to
fucking
me
idiots.
they looked like rabbits in the headlight. They were like,
Fucking
"What's wrong
idiots.
with this?" Basically.
Yeah, they didn't understand what they'd done wrong, and then they lied. They said they'd reached out to the Jewish community, the Jewish Board of Deputies, and the British Board of Deputies said, "No, you didn't. We contacted you to say what the fuck," and like,
Yeah. Well, and apparently this is the world we live in. That Kanye posted a tweet saying, "If the Jewish community want to talk to me, I'd be open to it."
why would
Which
they
is
want
not
to talk
quite
to
the
him?
same as it's not quite the same as ringing them up and saying, "Can I
Well,
come
yeah,
over
but
and
like,
apologize?"
if they want to speak to me, do you know what I mean?
Would you-
That's so fucking lazy and just he's not being proactive, is he? He's just like, well, I'll just say I'm sorry because then they'll let me play me gig.
Yeah, it's
Um,
difficult.
He's gone again.
It's fine.
He's changed his mind. He's like, oh, fuck this shit. But yeah, there's
Do you like it out of interest? Have
Yeah.
you liked Kanye's music? It's not something I really know. You know me. I don't.
I
really
saw him
follow
at Glastonbury in 2016, and I stayed for half the set because they had me hilarious beach balls in papier mâché with Kim's arse written on it, bouncing around, and
As you
also
do.
bouncing around the crowd, and also had a big flag that said "gay fish" on it from a South Park joke. But yeah, I don't know. I think he had like one good album about 20 years ago that was all right, and he was just there doing stuff. I didn't really mind him. And then just a few years ago, he decided to become a big Nazi, and he was a big fan of Donald Trump all of a sudden, and just and then he's hidden behind his mental health problems. And I don't think he hasn't had mental health problems. I think he probably has, But to say that's why I did it, and it feels like he just hasn't taken responsibility in any way, shape, or form. And I think you're right when you say that. He could have done the gig and given all the money to a Jewish charity.
But
or
it's like
something,
it's like Ernie Burns says in the chat. Not even if West did donate, it would be far too soon. It's all well and good having empathy for those who suffer, but they are victims that they need empathy for too. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think it would have won, but I think he'd have come out of it slightly better than being banned from entering the country.
Yeah.
Scott, Graeme was saying that you got sort of inside knowledge on the.
Well, I worked for Live Nation for many years, and I went to some of the first wireless sort of festivals. I worked at Wireless Festival quite a few times. So when it comes to like sort of the booking, the background, and all that, you hear things, you kind of understand things. The truth of the matter is, it was all over when when the Pepsi pulled out. And as far as, because obviously working at Live Nation, I knew everybody who worked there because I had to do the staff expenses for everybody. And in regards to what you notice that every sort of like festival has a sort of a sponsor name to it. So if it was this year, it was the Pepsi Wireless Festival, right? Once that was pulled, it was pretty much over. If Kanye was the only problem, they could have replaced Kanye, but they didn't. They canceled the whole fucking thing.
And is that because they wouldn't have got Pepsi back? Do you think?
I don't think so. I think I think somewhere that relationship is now fractured. It just would have been too soon to get another sponsor of that caliber to sponsor the festival. And that sponsorship money goes a very long way in putting that festival on.
But how does it work, Scott? Pepsi would have come on board, but would they have come on board knowing that Kanye was?
Well, now the guy who runs, I guess, the Festival Republic side of things, who Yeah, I worked for them for a while. This guy actually wanted me fired once. Anyway, um, that dude actually went on the news and said Pepsi signed off on the whole thing. So when the backlash began, that's when they pulled. Yeah, because brands are spineless. They don't give a shit about the money, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as there was some sort of backlash from the Jewish lobby or or whoever it was, once they've lost that massive sponsorship, that sort of co-headlining name of the festival, you can't just replace Kanye.
Why do they have him on all 3 nights? Has that ever happened before? Where you've had because most festivals to change the headline, they change everyone who's playing over the 3 days.
I have a feeling that there was something with Drake. I think he did 2 nights, if not 3. But that was another reason. That was another thing to me why I thought this. Why the full cancellation of the festival. There was no one else of that caliber to headline. Just no one else was available, to the point that they couldn't fill the other 2 days. They asked him to do all 3.
And also, I guess, just from another performer's point of view, you don't want to be the person that was called second to replace the Nazi guy, basically, do you? It's not the best billing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, hearing from other creators on TikTok and just sort of general discourse, you could have just downsized the festival, maybe make it about London acts, UK grown talent, especially in the R&B space and hip hop space. You could have done something along those lines to just cancel the whole event in general. It's not all about Kanye. It's definitely about the bottom line.
Yeah, they were probably on the edge financially at some point with the festival. Isn't it?
They were on the edge. I think they were on the edge anyway, because Kanye wasn't going to come cheap.
No.
Yeah.
No,
and also, if you think
they promised him like $3 million.
They had to. You've only got to Google him to know that it can't have been a surprise to the people organising Wireless that he had a Nazi period for 2 years. It's not.
Well, this is the problem.
So it's almost like they were pretty desperate to get.
They were so desperate to get a big name headliner for that festival that they were happy to excuse it or to push the narrative of forgiveness or apology out. Right?
Yeah.
It's so funny though when we look at stars and their apologies and their bad behavior and things like that. Right? Did Britney Spears get a chance to apologize when she, had a mental breakdown and shaved her head? Did look at what's happening to sort of Chapel Rome right now? Yeah, she apparently was rude to someone, but she wasn't. It was her staff that was rude.
It wasn't even her staff. It was just a random bloke in there.
It was a random geezer.
Random geezer who worked in the hotel.
Right. And
funny that happened a month after she
literally got
she left a
barred from a country. Huh?
Didn't she tell, because wasn't it a publicist or someone who was in the Epstein documents, and she broke in the manager, I think, from the
No, it was the this is not a road I want to go down with
Casey
you right
Wiseman.
now. It was Wasserman.
Casey Wasserman was mentioned in the Epstein papers. So she left. Was it his agency? Was the agency?
She left. Yeah. So Wasserman Music.
Okay.
Music.
So she left the agent, and then 1 month later, there's a story about her making a little girl cry via someone she'd never met or spoken to.
Funny that. But there were other artists who left Wasserman Music because of the Wasserman connection, to the point now that Wasserman is not called Wasserman anymore. Casey Wasserman has stepped down from all of his companies and has been completely rebranded. Just because he exchanged a few emails with Ghislaine Maxwell before she even started dating Jeffrey Epstein. So isn't that sorry, can I just finish? Isn't that fucked up, right? He emailed Ghislaine Maxwell before she was ever dating Jeffrey Epstein, right? He was married, he was flirting with her, all right, fair enough. But because he was part of that file, he's lost his company, which was a huge multi-million pound sort of almost empire he had built in the sports and music and entertainment space. He's had to he's having to sell it, yeah, and take his name off everything. And then the company now has been left to rebrand in completely, even before I think a buyer's even been found. Because he sent an email to Ghislaine Maxwell. And Donald Trump, just gets been photographs with Jeffrey Epstein, the videos together with Jeffrey Epstein.
He bought his third wife off Jeffrey Epstein.
Right, whatever. And he's still the president of the United States.
Allegedly.
I'm not saying what Casey Wasserman did was correct. I mean, apparently he was a married man at the time. He shouldn't have been flirting with her in the first place, whatever.
Yeah, but that's all we know. I mean, there might have been other stuff going on that we don't know
but
about.
I think that's what we understand it to be.
Anyone in Epstein's orbit should be nuked from orbit. Darian De Star, thank you very much for the £10. £10, very, very kind. Thank you for the super chat. The random guy was a freelance bodyguard, not working for Chaperone. His previous job was bodyguard to Kim Kardashian on the night she was tied up and robbed in Paris. Fucking what a job. Really? What a man.
Yeah, he's really good at what he does.
He's a great at what he does.
Yeah,
but yeah, I've got to say though, right, Chaperone did a response video and I thought it was a shit response video. Like if she had had a good publicist, they would say, don't make this video say this. Say, I'm so sorry that this random person who I never fucking met did upset you, and because that happened, I'm going to give you fucking backstage passes to the next 7 gigs, and I'm going to fly you over to Rio de Janeiro for a week to watch.
She's not allowed in Rio de Janeiro anymore.
No, but no skin off her nose, but it would have been a better way to respond, and I'm not the only one, but like quite a few people I've spoken to about this said, yeah, the Chaperone did nothing wrong. Don't get me wrong, but her response was a bit Labour Party. Do you know what I mean?
It was, but she's,
how can you be this crap at comms?
Yeah, she's 25 years old.
Oh, what? I was 25 years old.
No, but you know what I'm saying? She's a kid.
And I was dancing at the Pink Pony Club.
She's a kid.
At the same time?
She was a kid.
She's not a kid. She's 25.
Yeah, or something like that.
She's not a kid. She's 25.
She's a kid of the internet. She doesn't know what fucking
Alexander the Great had conquered half the fucking known world.
Yeah,
that was 25. Mozart had written all his great fucking
It's a different
operas,
world.
sonatas,
She's 28. She's 28 years old. She's
Requiems. 28. She's 28.
She's
come
28.
on. By the age of 28, I don't know. Who else? Jesus.
I didn't have anything figured out. I still don't have anything figured out, and I'm 50 this year. So, Chaperone, I think she's done her best, but, people, what goes up must come down. I mean, at the end of the day, most celebrities in this world eventually reach very high heights, and then they take a fall. She's gonna,
especially if they're female.
Yes.
More so with the female than the male. Males,
which is what I was making the point of.
Literally,
the male privilege of Kanye West to print T-shirts with swastikas on them, to sing a song called Heil Hitler, and still a promoter in the UK said, you know what? You're gonna come and do our festival, you're gonna headline it, and you're gonna do it for 3 nights. Oh, come on. But I'll tell you, the people who are heads of these companies, I don't work for Live Nation. I have no association with Live Nation or Festival Republic now at all. They're still doing it from when I was there. They're old men. They're old men. They don't know what's going on. They're old men. So they just we didn't mean it. It's all right. I mean, let's put him on. People still love him. I mean, some of these kids, man, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck that he said any of this stuff.
No.
They will excuse it because I remember his music from when I was a kid. You fucking dickhead. And you hear the whole argument, I support the art, not the artist, or whatever like that. And it's like, no, that the fucking art comes from the artists themselves. It comes from that place, the same place that Heil Hitler came from. Sorry, no.
Yeah. So,
But
should we-
also,
go on.
the only thing I'd say, and this is not in his defense in any way, shape, or form, but don't we live in a society at the moment where you do have to go to an extreme to get noise? And was he playing that game? And he just
No,
was
he's one of the most
incapable
famous
of.
people on the planet.
Sure.
He's one of the most famous people on the planet.
And at the time he was doing
married
it
to
as well.
Kim
He
Kardashian. He split up with Kim Kardashian. There was a very public divorce, right? He's probably next to Jay-Z, the most famous rapper in the world. Jay-Z and Eminem, Kanye West.
Yeah.
And his
Great.
career was doing all right at the time, or was he
It
struggling?
doesn't matter. He is superstar status. He is A-list.
Yeah, no, I get you.
superstar
I
status.
get you. He could have done something else to get the publicity, couldn't he? Definitely, but I don't know.
He was already there.
Yeah, he was going to run for president, wasn't he? At one point,
He could have done it.
yeah.
He could have done it. What I'm saying is he is a Madonna. He is a Britney. He is a do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he is that caliber of celebrity.
Yeah.
He will never not be famous for the rest of his life. He will always be hugely household name famous. So he didn't need to create that sort of publicity for himself to weed himself out from the other noise to make his voice louder. He didn't need to do that because his voice, he could sell out the O2 Arena 4, 5, 6 times over at that point anyway.
Have you heard about the big fire at the toilet paper factory?
Yes, I saw the video.
Sounds like a setup for a joke, that, doesn't it?
It does.
Kimberly Clark.
I mean, I genuinely thought that was the setup for a joke.
No, it genuinely happened in California.
real.
Massive fucking fire at a TP warehouse. It's funny that, Kimberly Clark, Charlie Kirk. I'm sure there's a joke here about, toilet paper, toilet humor. But yeah. Hey, do you remember when Charlie Kirk got shot? That's brilliant, wasn't it? Should we do that again? Oh, you can't. He's dead. What a shame.
Oh my god.
Could do the joke about the fact that Erica Kirk's crazy. Yeah, Charlie really dodged a bullet there by literally not dodging a bullet. Sorry, I know I'm not supposed to laugh about this guy dying, but since Trump said it was okay to laugh at people dying, or tell everyone that there's a guy who's going to die in July, and nobody knew. And Trump had a press conference and he went, "Hey, this guy's going to die in July." And no one's supposed to know.
the congressman or something. Yeah.
Republican congressman. Oh, he had some bad news. He's going to fucking die. Trump's made
Never mind.
He's going to die.
Oh, no.
Well, he is.
Well, he will,
and
but
the context of that was to get a vote through the House, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he said Republican Congress people are willing to do anything for Trump,
Even if they're
including
dying.
a guy that's only got a few months to live. And he turns around
to
to
go
Mike
and vote.
Johnson and said, "I think he was going to die in June, wasn't he?" And Mike Johnson's going, "Well, nobody knew that." But
shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. But they reckon that there's is mark on his hand where he's having the something pumped into his hand.
IV in his
They reckon that's to do with his dementia, and the reason why they're putting it in his hand and not in his arm is because his veins are too fucked from all of the fucking hamburgers.
I would have thought so. Yeah.
So that's the reason.
He's a very out of shape
And also
person,
the
not
bruising,
misshapen person now.
yeah, the bruising reaction
forward all
anyway
the
to
time.
having an IV in your veins is not normal. There's definitely something wrong with it.
Well, it does.
anyway,
It
to have
depends
that
on the
reaction.
IV. I've had an IV in my hand for a long period of time. It does bruise after a while.
It can do, yeah.
Yeah. I had it for like 10 days. I had to replace it completely. Yeah, it can get a little nasty around there if you have it in there all the time.
When I was collecting plants the week last Sunday in Bocas del Toro, we went to the mainland and there was some howler monkeys up in the trees. Oh no, it was on Cristobal Island, and there was some
I thought this was going to be a
howler
garden
monkeys
centre
up in the
anecdote.
trees. No, we went to get some plants from the wild, and the howler monkeys started doing what they do when you get too close to them. They start throwing their own shit at you. They shit in their hand and they throw it at you. You can't get too close, and they look and sound and behave exactly like Jonathan Gullis. He does the same thing. You get too close to Jonathan Gullis, he'll shit in his hand and he'll fucking throw it at you.
That'd be like Mark Francois would do that.
Mark Francois does that as well.
He's a Neanderthal.
I just wanted to. Sorry, I was going to bring the conversation around to local politics because we've got the local elections coming up next month, and Farage has launched his slogan. He's launched his thing, right? And has it got anything to do with bin collection? Has it got anything to do with adult mental health services? Has it got anything to do with short sort centres for young mothers?
Will it be about? Yeah, but will it stop the people in boats coming?
No, it's not even stopping the boats.
He's cutting the bills, isn't he?
Storm it out. That's it. So you vote for refuck at local level, and you somehow get magically a different leader that you actually like from the Labour Party. Who that is, I have no fucking clue. But that's it. Storm her out.
West Streeting, probably.
Yeah, that'd be even fucking worse.
I know. I'll tell you one thing we should talk about. You've changed the name of the channel.
Yes.
This week. Not only has Scott come out as gay at last, we all knew Scott, to be honest with you, but you've also come out as Graeme Hughes this week.
I'm Graeme David Hughes. So that my YouTube channel and my Facebook and my Instagram and my B Sky and my threads and everything else and my website is GraemeDavidHughes.com.
Talk us through that. Why have you done that?
I'm just sick of politics, mate. I'm just sick of it. I just don't want to talk about it all the time. It's doing me head in. And when I set up this channel, it was originally Labour Social. The idea, I set up this channel 20 years ago, but that was another story. But yeah, I set it up thinking Labour Party, fucking shit at comms. We'll have like a hands-off thing where we get connections with Labour and we get Labour politicians on and we talk about shit. And they just weren't interested. So, plus I didn't want to be called Labour Social after the election because I don't want to be a mouthpiece to the government, so especially if they were shit, and they turned out to be a bit shit. So I'm glad I made that executive decision.
That was a good move.
A few weeks before the election, and then I called it Politics Social for a bit, and I just realised, well, this is my channel, and I want to talk about travel. I want to talk about movies. I want to talk about music and gigs and your bumhole and the Scott's earwax or whatever the fuck we were talking about earlier. So I don't want it to just be about politics all the time. So I've changed it now. So it's just it's Hughes of the World. I was going to call it Graeme Hughes' Magical Jamboree or something, but everyone said no, that's a bit too much.
Yeah, I think I told you. I like crazy.
It.
Yeah,
Hughes of the World is good.
So Hughes of the World, it is.
And I think it probably, I don't know. I mean, I've certainly lost interest in the day-to-day of politics at the moment, like the constant reaction stuff.
Yeah,
when
it's so repetitive. I'm just saying the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, Trump said Somalians are bad guys. What are we going to do? It's terrible. And you go, well,
nothing's going to happen.
Nothing will happen. We'll be outraged for a day, and meanwhile, somebody will make a fortune. Basically,
I'm bored of it too. Trump said, I don't care what Trump said anymore. I don't. It's what I know that he said was probably stupid, and that's all I need to know. I already know it.
Cruel, I don't need to know anymore. Misguided, idiotic.
It was going to be stupid and dumb.
Yeah.
So I already
is there an argument to say that was always his plan? I mean, isn't this what Putin did? Is to say, I'll back both sides in the argument, let them argue about reality, and then they'll all get bored.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's kind of the plan.
If you watch Hypernormalization, the Adam Curtis documentary, talks about this because there's a guy who came from the fucking world of magical theatre or something who came to work for Vladimir Putin. And he just realised the best way to control everyone is keeping them confused all the time because they don't know what the fuck's going on and just overload them. And Steve Bannon, he famously said, flood the zone, just flood it with shit every single day, new shit, and it just becomes too much for people and they just walk away.
Because, in effect, even though I don't think anyone believed it would end up that way, but we were looking at the prospect of nuclear bombs being dropped for the first time in 80 years.
Yeah.
In anger.
I don't think we were.
And that was on Tuesday.
I don't think we were.
No, I do. Well, I don't know.
I didn't believe it for a second. I think people really overreacted.
At least people were talking about it. And
There was
and
one-
actually,
I think he'll fucking do
and
it.
I think
What's
there's
stopping him doing
I
it?
think
He's
there's a
crazy.
fundamental thing that says, okay, so Trump's going to drop a nuclear bomb, and everyone goes, yeah, I suppose he probably would do that, wouldn't he? It's not like, oh God, there's no way he could ever do
No,
that.
it's-
Congress would never approve this or whatever. Nowadays, it's just, yeah, I suppose the mad fucker would do that at some
And he
point.
doesn't have to ask
But
Congress.
for me,
permission.
though, my thought was he wants this country. He wants the
wants
country.
Iran.
He wants what the country has.
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
no, he thinks it's that.
So he's not going to
simple.
destroy it, is he?
What?
He's not
One
going to
nuclear
completely
bomb wouldn't
destroy it with
destroy
a
it.
nuclear bomb,
Yeah,
huh?
but it's not going to destroy an entire country. That's three times the size of Ukraine. Iran is absolutely massive.
I'm
You're
sure
gonna
it
take
is,
that
but
with
what I'm
one
saying to
nuclear
you
bomb.
is, you'll still contaminate a huge part of it.
Not necessarily. Loads of bombs were dropped in Nevada. You can still go to Nevada. You can still go to Las Vegas. You don't die of radiation
I don't
poisoning.
know. The way I saw it was he's not going to go and go nuclear and try to really destroy this country. He wants the country, so he's not going to drop
I don't.
loads of bombs on
I
it.
agree
What
with
does
you.
he want
but
the
I think
country
this
for?
is-
No, I disagree. What does he want the country for? He doesn't give a fuck. He
Well,
doesn't give
the
a fuck
oil,
about
yeah.
He wants
America.
the oil.
It's all about
He
the
wants the
oil. It's all about oil.
I think making the oil price go
Every
through the roof makes
fucking
him and his mates
war
loads of
in
money.
this fucking America has
Yeah,
come
that's
up with
true.
in the last 50 fucking years. It's been
But
about
if he wants to
oil.
put the oil price up, the best thing to do is to stop these countries from making oil, and it puts the price up, and then him and his mates
Yeah.
make a lot more money
Yeah.
than before.
including
Well, no,
his
well,
own
they're putting it up
country.
in their own country, even though he's telling his own people that they don't need oil from Iran.
But it's
Because
like
they have enough in
it's
America.
like it's even worse, isn't it? Because some
It's
of
all
these mates will
shit.
make money out of the oil price going up and down, but also they're all making money out of poly markets. Gambling on whether the oil price will go up or down. They don't actually have to buy oil anymore or own an oil company or even dig it out of the ground. They just bet on whether the price will go up or down, which is effectively what the stock market's always been anyway. And it just seems to me that a lot of this is just gaming the market constantly to go, all right, lads, I'm going to say this, go and get your bets
Yeah.
in.
I feel like
you know.
he pushes the needle in what is acceptable to be said. Because when every single fucking reporter tried to pull up Caroline Levitt on this whole thing, she ignored it. She ignored every question. Yeah, he
Yeah.
said some harsh words, but it doesn't really matter because the Iranian people are crazy and blah, 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 whatever bullshit she came out with. But she would never, ever sort of say what he said was wrong, what he implied was wrong. They're trying to. Yeah, I agree with you. They're trying to normalize a certain language, a certain way of talking about these things.
I also think he is so fucking stupid that he doesn't really understand the consequences of dropping even one nuclear bomb. He just thinks they're big
No.
boom boom
Yeah.
bombs. Basically,
He wanted to nuke a hurricane that was threatening Florida when he was in his first term. He wanted to nuke a hurricane. He doesn't understand. You're right. He's just like, thing goes boom.
Big boom,
He's
boom.
thick as
Yeah.
pig shit, evil as
Apparently
fuck. And he
they-
doesn't care about people. He doesn't care about the damage he causes, the heartbreak, the pain, the suffering. He gets off
Yeah.
on it, the sick cunt.
Well,
He-
apparently
he-
when they do
oh.
the presidential briefings, the Department of War or whatever they call it in the CIA, they do 5-minute video compilations of things going boom. They just show him all the pictures from drones.
Oh yeah, when
basically.
he does it, yeah, that's all he wants
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in
But he
his
doesn't- he
view, this
doesn't
is all going well.
want-
And the weird thing about that
doesn't want
is that
detail.
we're not seeing that stuff. There's it's got to be one of the most uncovered wars on the ground that I think I've ever experienced. Really,
Who's in
Like,
Iran?
there's absolutely zero coverage. Iran's not putting anything out except Lego movies.
Which are fantastic. Jesus
They
Christ,
are
they're
awesome.
works of art. There should be an
So good.
Oscar category for fucking AI generated Lego content.
I also think actually as a bit of a recent Lego fan, basically, I just keep sitting there thinking Lego must be sitting there going, what the fuck do we do about this? Basically,
There's
It's like,
nothing you can do about it.
we can't do anything because if we bring it up, it'll raise attention.
Yeah.
But
where,
the other
where,
thing
where
that
are
I
the
think it
protests,
really
though?
well, one of the things that I think really highlights. Sorry, we still
No,
with that in a
I'm
minute, but
tired, guys. Continue, please.
I think the Lego videos prove that Iran has had a lot of influence in memeing politics for the last 20 or 30 years. You don't just suddenly sit there and go, oh, I get memes, I get Lego movies, I get jokes about America. They've got
they've been throwing these out
teams
for
of
a
people
while.
that have been doing this for 20 years,
Yeah.
alongside
Well, I
Russia.
mean, it depends on who they have doing it there. I mean, Iran is not some sort of backwards third world country. It is a modern country.
They got the money to spend.
Yeah, and they also, they have their own young people who understand the internet, who understand meme culture, that could come up with these things. As I said, Iran's not some third world place. It is a modern country, regardless of its dictatorship, whatever. But there's people that I don't, from what I understand, the internet is there. They've been in the meme culture the whole time.
But Iran has won this war. Iran has won. Like
100%.
absolutely, it's fucking 100% won. It's had its arse kicked militarily, but it's taken the Strait of Hormuz. Now it's in a stronger position than it was before it started getting involved. They've decided that they want to negotiate with JD Vance because they know he doesn't want this war. So that he's the one flying to Islamabad right now to have a fucking meeting with the Iranian representatives to sort something out. Trump is talking about splitting the revenue from tolls, $2 million tolls on boats going through the Strait of Hormuz, splitting it between Iran and America.
But did you see? I mean, I don't know if any of us remember, but we have a prime minister called what's his name? Starkmer or can't remember his name.
No, the guy.
Yeah,
Labour guy.
I think he's from Labour. But he was in the Middle East today, and in Qatar, I think, and he'd met with the Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, and he comes out with a statement on behalf of the European allies and the Middle East allies, basically saying there cannot be tolls in the Straits of Hormuz. We cannot tolerate that, and we will have military interventions if there are. And then Trump is sitting there organising £2 million to get a boat through there. I'll have $1 million, you have $1 million, off you go, basically. Yeah. But I think it's the other fundamental thing is that although Iran needs lots of money to prop up its economy and its power base, they're not motivated by money in this. Kids in schools in Iran chant "We hate America" every morning. Basically, people have to say it at the beginning of the working day in order for the regime to.
No, they don't.
There's a reporter today on
News
agent. On the news agents.
Maybe now what's been going on because they've been getting fucking bombarded.
Yeah, I mean, what this reporter was saying was that at school he had to say it every day, basically. And
that's crazy. I'm gonna get another Guinness. I'll be right back.
and what he's saying is that will not get any better. They're not going to start going to school and saying we love America now. Basically, that's.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah,
it's a culture that is
the people who wear ambivalent are no longer ambivalent on the whole America thing.
But it's like the North Koreans, isn't it? It's part of their society that they do not trust and do not want anything to do with America. From that perspective, the regime, not the people, the regime.
It's a very different place to North Korea. Like North Korea is off the charts when it comes to totalitarianism. Iran, it's 90 million people. It's a fucking huge country, and we sort of treat it like it's just this little tiny little backwater.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the majority of people believe this shit. What I'm saying is, in America at the moment, they are banning books that talk about evolution in certain states. There's a bunch of kids being brought up as religious terrorists in America.
We've got a couple of chats come in. We've got a free one from Graeme Price saying, "Woo, free chat. Thanks for all the shows, mate. You are very, very welcome, Graeme." And Andrew Ray, £2 super chat. Thank you. Are EU observers at the Hungary elections, or are they all banned? Yeah. I assume there are going to be election observers from other countries, and if Viktor Orban cheats his way to winning this election when he's at like 20% in the polls, the EU has to kick out Hungary from the EU immediately.
They will?
The EU does my head in. Like the EU not suing Nigel Farage and all British newspapers for the lies that have been spread about the EU over years. It fries my noodle. Why the fuck don't they do that? Why the fuck? If it was any other company, corporation, integrated thing, if it was Coca-Cola if it was McDonald's, if it was fucking Starbucks, and every day there was a newspaper article about how evil Starbucks was and how they were going to take away our bananas and our fucking jam. Like, they'll get sued. They'll get sued because they'll be like, you're impacting our fucking money. Brexit has cost the EU billions and billions of euros. And that was because of some British twats who privately educated, privileged little twats who were like, ooh, this will be a laugh. Why don't we take the freedom of movement away from the plebs? We'll keep it for ourselves, of course. There was a quick question here from Graham Price saying, genuine question, is Trump worse than Hitler? Not a worse leader, but just a worse stroke more horrible person. I don't know, because I think that Hitler believed in this Greater Germany stuff, whereas Trump doesn't believe in anything. He's a nihilist.
This make America great again bullshit.
No, he's a nihilist. He just cares about money. He just wants more money and gold things. He likes shiny gold things. He's a fucking child with terrible taste in indoor fucking home decor.
There's a lot of the academics that study this that struggle to come up with a definition as to whether Trump is a dictator or not. But the argument that I heard from people like Tim Snyder was, look, Mussolini, Stalin, Hitler, they all had an ideology behind them. They were doing it for shit reasons, but they genuinely had an ideology and a political philosophy. Trump doesn't have any of that. It's game the system, make money. That's it. Be powerful and adored. That's all he wants.
Yeah.
But there's no Trump ideology, is there? Because you couldn't pin it. We can't pin down what this war's about. We can't really pin down what the tariffs are about. He changed his mind
from one moment to the next.
Yeah.
I've got a funny tweet here to read. Sorry, Scott, were you going to say something?
No, read the tweet.
Listen up, cooks. It's not complicated. This is about Schrodinger's Strait. The Strait of Hormuz is simply an indeterminate state, both closed and unclosed, until it is approached. As ships approach, they will be both alive and dead until the stock market is observed. Once the stock market is measured, the outcome will change and the waveform will collapse. Basic economics. I fucking love that
Economic
tweet.
Physics.
That is brilliant.
Nice.
Yeah, Schrodinger's Strait. And also, we've had another super chat come in from Darian the Star. You absolute star, mate. Final call for pile of Dizetti. So here we are, going to have to unleash the confetti cannon. 3, 2, 1. Oh, hang on. That didn't work. I pressed the wrong button. 3, 2, 1.
Pre-celebrate.
Press the wrong button like a silly twat. Anyway, so I'm trying
Thanks, Darian.
Thank you. I'm thinking that Darian it's because it's Disaster. It's Disaster. It's not the Star. It's Disaster. So it's Darien Disaster, which is the Darien disaster of the Scottish colony collapse when the Scots decided to try and have their own colony.
I've always liked to believe that it's the German for star, and Darien is just das Star.
Astar, but it's Disaster.
Well,
and that's where we get the word disaster from. It means star-crossed.
Or das Tar. That's the German for tarmac.
Dastardly. Das Star.
Anyway, look. Thanks, Darren.
Thank you, sir.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. I'm trying to set up a new super chat goal and they won't let me. Bastard, why won't you let me do it? I might have to do something else here. But yes, just to go back to Iran for a moment, and then can we swing back to Artemis 2 on the way back from Iran?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that Trump is possibly, I don't think he's going to be more consequential than Hitler. But, and don't forget, Hitler wasn't responsible for the fall of the German Empire. That was Kaiser Wilhelm, who was a fucking dickhead, right? 20 years earlier. But I think Hitler was responsible for his country being split in two for the best part of 50 years and under occupation and not having a great time of it. So, yeah, I think there are some parallels there because I think that's the way America's going to go. I really can't see America coming out of this smelling of anything.
Do you think he's more like the Kaiser, isn't he, in a way?
Yes.
Than
he behaves more like a king, doesn't he?
The Kaiser was the First World War was kind of a vanity trip, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, a vain, capricious, inbred, idiot, imbecile king like
Yeah.
really, really inbred king. That's what he's like. Just this. He's the four kids. He's the four horrible kids from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory just rolled into one disgusting blob of a human being, one disgusting orange blob. Oh, and a bit of Oompa Loompa as well. So it's as though the four horrible kids and an Oompa Loompa kind of smushed together like Station.
Maybe
in
that's actually what
Bill and
happened
Ted.
when they all got consumed into the machines. And
They all got
Oompa
smushed
Loompas-
together with an Oompa Loompa into
Yeah.
the flies.
That has to be.
teleporter.
That is an AI video to make, isn't it?
What, get all the kids from Charlie and Chocolate Factory?
You put
and
all the
plus an
clips
Oompa
of them
Loompa.
being squeezed into machines and an Oompa
Yeah,
Loompa
and then out
disappearing
comes
into a room.
Trump.
And a
He's like, the
little
Oompa
Donald
Jumper's
Trump
looking in,
walks.
going, Oompa Loompa, listen, ah! And he falls into the tube, and then
Perfect.
it just spits out this Trump, and he's like, make America great again.
The body size of Augustus Gloop, the television addiction of Mike TV.
Mike TV, the spoilt bratness of Veruca Salt,
Veruca Salt, yeah.
and the gum chewing addictiveness of what's the last one called?
What was her name? I can't remember her name. She was a
Veruca
peanut.
Salt, and
Her dad was Roy Kinnear, and he was a peanut magnet or something.
Can you remember her name?
Something like that. I can't remember.
Incontinentia.
God, wouldn't it be horrible?
buttocks.
Wouldn't it be horrible that we
Such
could
a
actually
buttock.
name?
Shut up.
We can name 3 of the characters from that film from 1968 or whenever it was made, and the one, Veruca Salt.
No, it's not Veruca Salt. There's Veruca
That's one of
Salt.
She was the one that was always chewing gum.
Oh, was it? Was that Veruca
No,
Salt?
that was her name was Lavender something.
Oh, yes. Lavender? No,
Yeah,
it
because
wasn't
she
Lavender.
turned into a blueberry.
Yes,
Yeah,
she did.
in the film.
Who was the girl that turned?
Come on, somebody in the chat. Violet Beauregard, thank you.
Violet.
Violet.
I knew it began with a V.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway, so yes, all of them together. Jesus. Yeah.
Artemis.
The one we're thinking of is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, aren't we? Because that was the good one. And then they remade it as Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny
Yeah.
Depp, and it was shite.
It
was-
was great.
Closer. It was closer to the book.
No, it
But
was,
it was not.
fucking awful.
Yeah, it
What
was
the
a bad
B
film.
story about what's his name? About Willy Wonka's
Yeah.
dad, Christopher Lee, was a dentist and wouldn't let him have sweets. And he just played it like Michael Jackson at a time when everyone knew
I
that
haven't
Michael Jackson was a
even-
massive nonce.
There's one. Are we talking about the Johnny Depp one or the Wonka one that came out a year or two ago that I haven't
Oh
seen?
no, that was good. That one with Timothy Chalamet in and Hugh Grant, that was actually good.
That's
that was
the
worth
foundation
watching.
story of Wonka. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Wonka. No. In the 2005 one, Charlie and Chocolate Factory, by Tim Burton and Johnny Depp, right? That was the one where it had this beast backstory of Willy Wonka and his dad was a dentist.
Right.
That didn't happen in the book, I don't think, and it certainly didn't happen in Wonka.
No.
Although Wonka was a prequel, but it was how he got started with his chocolate magic.
There you go.
Yeah. Has no one
Also,
seen it?
Johnny,
Amanda,
Johnny
anyone seen
Depp
it?
was absolutely no good compared to Gene Wilder. I totally agree. Power to the people.
I've been to see a few movies. I went to see The Magic Faraway Tree. I went to see the what's it called? Hail Hitler, Project Hail Hitler, and then next day I'm going to see the
That's it.
Super Mario Brothers movie.
That's a very different take on that movie, I think.
What, Project Hail Hitler?
Yeah. It's not quite the movie I went to see.
That's
I'm
the
sure.
movie that Kanye West did the soundtrack for. Talking of going into space, the astronauts from the Artemis 2 trip around the moon should be splashing down in just over an hour or so's time. 1:07 apparently it is
They are-
British summertime.
Well, we
EST.
are past the. They are currently heading towards this planet at 25,000 miles per hour.
It's insanity, isn't it?
And they only start slowing down when they hit the atmosphere,
Mm.
basically.
It's very cool. I think it's
But
cool.
what does that even
fastest-
look like outside of a window?
fastest-
Though?
It's the fastest re-entry that humans have ever made. This is a really seriously dangerous moment for them, because also, was it? Am I going to get this wrong? But I think Boeing were involved in building the spaceship. weren't
Oh
they?
fuck.
So,
Was
you know,
was Elon Musk's company involved in this in any
There
way,
are-
shape or form?
they lost when they did the unmanned comeback, which was not as fast. Basically, the heat shield failed, It was
Right.
okay because it had got a backup, but there are serious worries about these people coming in at 25,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's very,
And
very
just using
fast.
the air to slow them down, you know.
That heat shield had better fucking...
And Scott, in answer to your question, you just get this amazing firework display in the windows that like because all of the air that
Yeah.
they're hitting at 25,000 miles an hour is just
Yeah.
turning into plasma.
Mm.
So they're in a plasma bubble. They're just seeing this orange burning on the outside of it for about 5-6 minutes.
I really, really hope nothing goes wrong because I couldn't
Yeah,
bear
me
to
too.
think of Trump at the funerals saying something fucking stupid.
Stupid.
Like, fucking
Did you see-
losers.
Did you
Only
see the
losers.
phone call? Did you see his phone call to
Oh
the crew?
God, it was. He doesn't know how to speak to humans, does he?
No.
No.
And
Not-
because there's
not
a
being human
delay,
himself.
because there was a delay because they were out at the moon when he was talking to them, basically. So there's like a 30-second delay or something, or 20-second delay. There was one point where he did one of his, well, you know, Joe Biden. He took the piss out of the Canadian. He was taking the piss out of Canada to the guy that's flying a fucking American spaceship around the moon, basically. Right. And then talking about some bloody ice hockey guy saying I spoke to him. He didn't speak to Mark Carney. He spoke to some ice hockey player about this. Right. Brilliant.
Mhm.
And he just makes this statement of that because Trump never ends on a question. You know, even when he's supposed to be talking to these astronauts, he's not asking them anything. He's telling them things. He
Mm.
gets to the end of his statement and the crew just stand there and go,
Okay.
and it went on for nearly a minute and a half of them just staring at the screen. It wasn't the delay, the time delay. It was just them going, well, I don't know what the fuck to say to that. And basically,
Yeah.
yay, ballroom, basically. It's like...
Indeed.
But did you also see on the Credible thing that they named 2 craters on the moon?
Yes.
And one of them they called Carol after the wife of one of the astronauts.
Who died?
And then when they called in to Houston to announce this, they just cried. All 4 of them cried and hugged in this spaceship, 400,000 miles away or whatever they were at the time from the moon. It just, and then you saw
Something-
tears floating around in the spaceship.
Oh.
You could see the water.
I thought you were
coming
going to
from it.
say, and then Trump called up and said, "Why didn't you name it after me?"
What are you
Because-
crying for? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you can only fucking imagine, can't you? You can
Now
only
I
imagine.
know
Trump
why you
being pissed
cry,
off.
but it is something I can never do. That sounded like Melania Trump. So Melania Trump would say, "Oh, thank you."
The sad thing is, we have to give him credit as being the president that signed off on this mission.
Was he? I thought Biden did.
Yeah, no, he did it in his first term.
I don't want to give him any credit. I just want to give
I
him a
know.
fucking bit of hot lead to the head. That'd be boss.
Well, apparently,
Has anyone seen
it was
Melania
not-
smile or laugh? Has anyone ever seen Melania smile ever?
Yeah, well, I've
She
seen
ever
some
smiles?
photos of her. I've seen some photos of her smiling as she's kissing Epstein.
It's me trying to smile. She's like the evil stepsister, isn't she? From a like
don't-
Hans Christian
The,
Andersen
the
novel.
hypocrisy of a party that is fueled by racism.
But and
to
the first
accept
lady
her
is
as
a
their
prostitute
first
who barely
lady.
speaks English.
It's a
An
fucking-
illegal
immigrant.
immigrant,
Yeah.
sex worker who can barely speak English,
Who can't assimilate.
who got tag
Basically,
teamed
into
by
American
Epstein and
culture.
Trump, and that's how they met. They
Unbelievable.
played cards on her back. Apparently, that's what I heard.
Mm.
That's what people
It's
are
also
saying.
somebody in the chat was saying earlier that the Flirfs have been talking about Artemis. I haven't actually seen any of that coverage. Has anyone seen anything? The flat earthers talking about it?
No.
I try to avoid dickheads because they just upset me. I can't believe that people are that stupid and still remember to breathe.
Yeah.
Right.
And still get Amazon to pay them to make TV shows.
The
Basically.
flat earther went into the went into the barber shop once and had headphones on, little earbuds, with the wire, and the barber starts cutting. The barber said, "Can you take them out? Because it's hard to cut your hair with them." And he said, "Oh no, I've got to leave them in, or I'll die." So like, okay, so they keep cutting, and then he accidentally cut through the wire, and the flat earther just fell down fucking dead. And they were like, "Fucking hell!" And they rang up the emergency services, and when the ambulance is on the way, they listened to the tape to hear what they were listening to, and it says, "Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out." Spooky Thang, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. 20 kilometers an hour hitting the atmosphere. 20,000 miles an hour hitting the
Miles per
atmosphere, they'll be able to claim for whiplash.
Probably.
That is
Were
crazy.
you injured in a dead stop in the atmosphere at 25,000 miles per hour?
That is so fast to come in. So the closest before was 19,000. So this is a lot
Yeah.
faster than that.
Yeah, it's a really fast, steep ascent.
Fuck. Yeah.
Davy
Davy
and
the
I'm not
Star.
sure.
Sorry, go on.
If I were, can you imagine being their family at the moment with
I'd be
any knowledge of
shitting
what this mission involves,
fucking
basically?
bricks.
Because they go radio silent as they come through that, because you can't broadcast through plasma.
Yeah.
So it goes quiet for like 4 or 5 minutes, I think.
They're called the flurfers. That sounds like some sex thing, doesn't it? That they, to keep the
Flurfers
guy's
are
heart.
flat
earthers.
They're like, bring out the flurfers. He's using his wood. But and Liam says they have mirrors, stroke responder things on the moon to prove man has been there. What the more fuck does the idiots need? They need 800 pounds of moon rocks. Oh yeah, we've got them as well. They need actual pictures from rival space agencies from India and China and Russia of the moon that show the actual footprints of the astronauts who were there in 1969, 1970, and 1971.
Why does anybody think facts will change them from their grift? They just won't.
Jenny Robinson says flurf and turf both hate science more advanced than primary school level. Yeah. So imagine going into a restaurant and ordering flurf and turf, and then you some fucking dickhead flurf and turf. And then
what is flurf and turf?
So flurf is a flat earther and a turf is a transphobe. So you'll end up with a village idiot and J.K. Rowling. There'll be just one person standing there. Anyway,
that's so dumb. Shut up.
I mean, the flat earthers looking at this going, it's all fake. They keep going on about there being no stars in the photos. They're like, how come there's no stars in the photos? Like, well,
no, but there actually are.
Yeah.
I think NASA have actually spent time making sure they get exposures right and things to show stars, because there are stars in those pictures. But there's also little white dots on the. One of the things I know flurfers are saying is that there are, when you look at the eclipse of the moon, when they were looking at the dark side of the moon or the moon in shadow, there are little white dots all over the moon, which are basically pixels that are burnt out on the CCD in the camera because of radiation. They've thrown through the Van Allen belt and the camera's been damaged, basically. But the flat earthers are all saying, well, there you go. There's the evidence. There's either a civilization on the moon, and those are their electric lights, or they've just made these pictures up because they've put stars over the shadows.
I've got to share this because this is absolutely freaking hilarious. This is a real tweet that was put up by Andrew Bridgen, alleged rapist of the parish. And he was a Tory MP. He's now with who's the other fuck party? Is it Advance Australia Fair or something? What's the Rupert Lowe party? I think he's part of the Rupert Lowe party. Anyway. He's a disgusting human being. He looks like the Toad baddie in Super Mario Brothers 2. Anyway, he says, it's a remarkable coincidence that the Earth was exactly the same orientation to the moon with exactly the same cloud coverage when these two pictures were taken 68 years apart. Am I now a coincidence theorist? And he's put a picture of Apollo 18, December the 24th, 1968, and then a zoomed in picture of the same image with Artemis 2, April the 6th, 2026. And someone said, they're literally the same photo, you utter imbecile. Not only that, they were taken 50. If the new one was real, it would be taken 58 years apart, because the difference between 1968 and 2026 is 58 years, not 60. He can't even do basic fucking maths. And this is the standard.
You wouldn't want him calculating how to land a spaceship at 25K.
Fucking Tory MPs who have left to go and join Refuck or Advance or Retwat or whatever it's called.
I've been totally blown away by those photos. I think it's exactly the reason we should be sending humans to explore space, because a scientist and a robot don't need to take pictures that show any emotion of any description. But the pictures that they've taken from inside the cabin through the window looking at the Earth or looking at the moon, they give you that human perspective, and pictures of them looking through the window lit up by light bouncing off the Earth. it's an incredible human perspective, because when you look at a lot of those photos, I find it difficult. I look at them and just go, well, they could, I could make them. I could make those pictures basically on my computer, and it blows you away that somebody is sitting there actually looking at that. You know,
Yeah.
so I'm not suggesting for 1 minute the flat earthers are right, but I understand why they cannot conceive of this, because they're just looking at it and going, well, I've seen pictures of the Earth. Anyone can draw that. That's what goes on in their head, basically. But I think NASA have really, really dug in this time to say, let's just make sure we take humor. I even think reporting on the faulty toilet is a good idea. Right. I think otherwise they might have just covered that up. But NASA did a video today talking about how the toilet works and why it's gone wrong, with animations and everything else, basically.
Cool.
It's really clever because they're not trying to pretend this is Star Wars or Star Trek.
This is sort of real life shit. Yeah.
There's 4 humans in fucking peril
It's
in
just
this thing.
it's incredibly dangerous what these astronauts are doing. And you know, there's a bravery level there that I just do not fucking have. I've got a stupidity level. I do stupid shit, not knowing how dangerous it is.
Wouldn't you go?
No.
I'd have thought.
No.
I had this conversation with Maria this week, and I'm an instant yes. I would totally go and do it.
Is that informed by what's happened in your life over the last couple of years?
Yeah, seriously, at the moment, definitely with cancer, you go, well, the radiation can't do me any more harm, can it? probably the best guy to send, basically.
Yeah.
And definitely, I think you're right, but I think those are the kind of, I have a little script sitting on my hard disk for an idea of if you were going to go and populate Mars, the first humans you'd want to send are cancer patients, because they're not coming back. Basically, it's just, you know, they're going to get irradiated on the surface of Mars, and their life is going to be shorter.
It is a one-way ticket going to Mars, like Project Hail Mary. If you go to the end of, you know, the next solar system along, it's a one-way ticket. You're not coming back. No spoilers, by the way. But it's you know, Elle says, is it fair to say they think the Earth is flat, so the Earth is a petri dish, and they are amoeba in the dish grown by God, and somehow they peddle this, what they peddle is considered to be important. And what are flat earthers expecting astronauts to see? The great Atuin, the great turtle from the Discworld novels. And Liam says
flat earthers expect them to bounce off a great big glass dome. Basically, that's how they.
Yeah.
But yeah, the stupidity flying around at the moment with the flat earthers and the moon landing denialists who just can't understand or comprehend what's going on. And it's that thing of like, well, it's complicated. And for some people, they see something that's complicated. They're like, wow, I want to find out more about this. And they educate themselves. They actually go and read some Wikipedia pages. All the people are like, oh, this is confusing, and I find it scary because I don't understand it. So it can't be real, la 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 la. And they put their fingers in their ears. I think it's just a real childish response to the wonder, to the amazingness of what science has done for us. And science doesn't run around demanding you worship science, does it? You don't get people knocking on your door saying, have you thought about worshipping science every day on Sunday mornings? You're like, no, but never.
Like, one of the things that blows my mind is Isaac Newton sat there in the 18th century?
18th century, yeah.
And calculated how you could do this trip.
Well, it'd be 17th century. 17th century, yeah, it was the 1600s.
And he literally sat there and calculated how you could get to the moon.
Yeah.
Basically. What kind of orbit you would need to do, how gravity would affect it, how the gravity of the moon would pull you back to the Earth if you traveled fast enough. All of those things. These guys are really just proving something that an English guy sat there and came up with 200 years ago.
Yeah.
It's remarkable. It's absolutely remarkable.
Isn't it interesting whenever people have a go at science? They go, well, science used to think the Earth was flat. And you're like, well, no one thought the world was flat.
Well, it
the
actually
ancient
never did
Greeks had statues carved of Atlas holding a fucking globe. It wasn't.
I think I'm right. The flat Earth.
What's Scott
society.
doing? Is he trying to suck his own cock again? Scott, stop trying to suck.
No, I'm just a little tired. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. We can go to bed if you want. You know, mate. We don't have to keep you up.
I didn't want to interrupt the flow of the conversation.
No, it's okay. If
But,
you're knackered,
yeah,
mate, if you're knackered,
I am
do you
going
know
to
what I
fuck
mean?
off.
Are you going to fuck off? Well,
Mm,
listen, mate, have a fucking great weekend. We fucking
I
love
will
you.
do. Thank
And
you.
thank you for
Yeah,
making
do
me
so.
laugh so much. I squirted milk out my nose, and I didn't even fucking drinking milk. I assume it was milk. I don't know.
Where did the milk come
I
from?
feel proud.
That's what I want to know. Turns out I'm an android from Alien. But never mind. All right, Scott, listen, sweet dreams, mate, and thanks for coming on the show.
I love
Really
you too,
appreciate it.
guys.
Cheers,
See you
buddy.
later.
Cheers.
Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye. We're
Bye.
going to have to say goodnight anyway soon because it's quite late and I'm sure Mike wants to get
It
off
is.
to bed at some point tonight. But yeah, sorry, we're in the middle of talking about flat earthers or something. What were we talking about?
Yeah, but I just think the flat earthers have this.
Flurfers.
Yeah, flurfers. They look at the world and they go, it's big, but I think I understand it. It's definitely flat because when I look at it, it looks flat. And if there's anything I can't understand, then that must have been God did that. Basically, that's pretty much
Yeah,
the.
but even the Catholic
stance,
Church
isn't it?
didn't think the world was flat.
No, exactly, and
The fucking king and queen of Spain, Ferdinand and Isabella, didn't give some Italian guy 3 fucking
go the
massive
wrong way
ships
around the world.
to go off
Yeah,
the edge of the fucking world. Do you know what I mean? He was like, no, we can go this way and we'll get to from the other side.
But
I mean, he was wrong about getting to India.
As I
but-
understand it, and I may well be corrected by you or the chat, basically, but I seem to remember that the Flat Earth Society was formed as almost as a satire to show how gullible people could be. That it was like a leaflet by 2 hippies in the 60s or something where they started it.
Oh, wow.
And it's essentially been, it's a meme that's been picked up and everybody believes it, and they've kind of proved their point. And I'm absolutely certain there is a story in there about that, which makes perfect sense because I have long believed that the flat Earth thing is a gateway drug to fascism.
Yes.
If you look at MAGA and all the way that and Trump manipulates the truth constantly, basically, if you can get people just to believe the Earth is flat, because they need more than just the evidence of their own eyes to be able to prove it most of the time, basically, to themselves, then you can tell them that Iran are, baby eating monkey shaggers, whatever you want to call them, basically. And because no American, the majority of MAGA supporters certainly have never left the state, let alone the country, they totally buy it.
But it's all linked, isn't it? The flat earthers, the moon landing deniers, MAGA, the anti-vax movement. You tell me that you're anti-vax, and I'm just going to be sitting there going, well, you probably think the world is flat, and you probably vote for Trump, and you probably think Brexit is brilliant, and you probably think that NFTs were the fucking way to make lots of money when they were.
The
and you probably think
NHS is being destroyed by
cryptocurrency.
people in small boats.
Yeah, and just people when it's like they become addicted to believing stupid shit, and they just need to feed the addiction because it makes them feel superior. And whenever I meet someone who's smarter than me in a particular field, it's a joy. It's like having a conversation with someone who really knows their shit. I'm happy to shut the fuck up for once in my life and actually listen. Don't
you just love it when you meet somebody else that's got ADHD
yes.
or autism, and suddenly they're just bursting facts at you that they're
Fact
you go,
me till I'm
tell me more.
fart.
Tell me more. I want more of this. Basically, this is amazing.
Yeah,
it's But I guess I don't know. Does it play into that basically? That if you give people a nice, simple explanation, in a way, then as you say, I think they just feel incredibly powerful at that point, don't they?
Yes. They feel like
they've got the answers that no one else has
got. It feeds into people's arrogance. It feeds into their ego.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theories are all about this. Conspiracy theories are just a way of making people think, aha, I found the secret answer that no one else has put together. I found the links,
Hey, look at it. Because I think one of the things, I don't know about you, one of the things I'm slightly bored of in politics is that we're a bit like that with the Epstein files on our side of the argument. We all think there's a big smoking gun in those files and it's just going to prove that he's definitely a paedophile at some point in time. And you kind of go, well, if we're the other side of the argument and it was Bill Clinton we were talking about, they'd be doing it, and they are doing exactly the same thing. I think, well, there's a mystery around what's actually in these files and no court cases are happening as a result. They'll end up being, guarantee it, next election, Trump is saying, well, they were all made up, just like the Russia hoax. It was all, he said it, hasn't he? Obama wrote the Epstein files.
Yeah.
said that months ago.
Yeah, but I mean, I've said for a long time, no
Good
matter
night,
what,
Vendetta. Sorry.
no. I've said for a long time that whatever comes out in those files, Trump will still be president. They've got a stupid fucking system where you live out the rest of your fucking term, no matter what crimes you may have committed. And I genuinely don't believe there can possibly be anything in those files that will damage Trump politically, because his base is 40% of the voters in America who consistently vote for Trump. They fucking love him, and they love him like a teenage boy loves his girlfriend, or a teenage girl loves their favorite band, or a mother loves their child.
We were talking about Kanye earlier. You could talk about Michael Jackson. There is still a core base of people that don't believe Michael Jackson was a paedophile, that don't believe Kanye was a Nazi. It's like they're just never going to buy it, because whatever it is Trump stands for them, which is essentially racism in most cases, I don't think anyone can sit there now and look at his economic record and say, well, it was all about, improving the economy, because you go, well, that's not happening, is it? Basically. So it's got to boil down to the racism.
Yeah. It's just, I just find the whole thing.
It's the Farage thing as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been that way for 15 years, Farage is a very good communicator who people just assume is racist, and that he's playing 4D chess in order to do his racism on the quiet, basically. And Trump's the same. Everybody just lets him get away with murder because they believe he's doing the racism stuff behind the scenes for them. And it's horrible. It's just so, it's like you say, I don't know, we've managed to talk about politics tonight, but fundamentally you're just kind of going, well, we could do this show next week. We could after this show ends, you and I could record next week's show. Right, and it'll be, did you see what Trump said on Tuesday? What a twat, basically. And then the stock market made a load of money. Yeah. We could make it all up and it would be just as true.
Do you know what, though? I really, really, really hope that Orban's kicked out. I say I hope. Like, I don't... There's a part of me that just goes, all the billionaires want him to stay in place. Vladimir Putin wants him to stay in place. Donald Trump wants him to stay in place. There's a very good chance he will stay in place. And let's not forget that. And let's not get carried away with the polls. But
how secure is their voting system?
It's not secure. He has co-opted that country. I mean, it's like a coup what he's done since 2010 when he first got in. But though he first got in the 90s when he was a young man. I mean, it was years later he came back as prime minister, and he set about restructuring the state apparatus for communication. So he took over all the state broadcasters and made them broadcast his shit for fucking propaganda over and over again.
Trump.
Also, he went for the judges, so he changed all the judges so they were people that were in his would always find in his favor. So even if he does get his ass kicked in this election on Sunday, there's a good chance he'll take the other guy to court for some trumped up fucking reason, and the judge will agree with Orban that he's got to stay president for life, or prime minister for life.
Or at least cripple the incoming government.
He changed the constitution. He put things in place to make sure that people stayed on side.
When's the election? Is it
on Sunday?
It's Sunday, they announce Monday, or they
Sunday
announce
night. Sunday night or Monday morning. Right. I mean, if it's cut and dried, I mean, if it is 80-20, against him, then he's fucked, isn't he? But I mean,
that feels like a poll you shouldn't totally trust.
That's my problem.
A bit too heavy.
And the guy who's replacing him is from the fucking same party as him. Do you know what I mean? It's only replacing Boris Johnson with Rishi Sunak. I mean, they're not. He's not being replaced by, Zoran Mondani or like Obama or someone. He's being replaced by another fucking right wing cunt. But he's not as much of a Nazi as Orban is. And let's not forget who was on the side of the Nazis in World War II. It was Hungary.
Yeah.
One of the few countries in Europe that actually went in on the side of the Nazis. Don't forget, Czechoslovakia was against them. Poland were against them. Denmark were against them. The Netherlands, Belgium, France, Switzerland were neutral. All the countries around Germany, apart from Austria, which was annexed by Germany anyway, so it made no difference.
Yeah,
But a lot of those countries were just like, fuck off Hitler, except for Hungary. Hungary was like, yeah, fucking this is great.
In you come.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, there were people in all those other countries that welcomed them in as well.
Yes, they did. The Vichy French.
Including our bloody king at the time was quite happy to see them.
Well, no,
around,
he wasn't the king at the start of the war, though, was he? Because we got rid of him for that.
No,
reason.
Before the war, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we said it was because we fell in love with an American and we couldn't have that. But the real reason was because he was a big fucking Nazi, and the government knew it, and they were like, "It's probably not a good idea to have a king who's a Nazi." And then it came out after the war that he had planned to have his own family fucking murdered by the Nazis so he could be king again. He planned to have Queen Elizabeth, the future Queen Elizabeth, Princess Elizabeth as she was, fucking murdered as a teenager. What a fucking gobshite.
He was, they found some letters, didn't they, where he was writing to the German ambassador saying, bomb the East End of London, they will give in the end, basically.
Yeah. Absolute fucking shitbag. And also related to Prince Andrew somehow.
Really?
Great uncle.
What's he up to these days? I don't know. Has he been pissing in the street in Hampstead or something?
I don't know. I think Fergie's gone missing and no one's seen Fergie for a bit. She's gone.
She's a monstrous woman, isn't she? Yeah. I think Andrew's an idiot and Fergie, the money grabbing monster. And
they're all monstrous, mate.
A pair of them got themselves into that mess.
They're horribly cruel people who just, mess up things, smash up people and things, and then just leave out other people to clean up their mess. I really hope Andrew goes to jail. I really hope he goes to jail. It won't be for raping women. It will be for the fact that he gave state secrets to a fucking American financier.
Is it just me? I haven't been paying a lot of attention because Maria's been over for the last week, basically. But there's nothing going on with that story, is there? Mandelson and Andrew, there's no progress in their cases.
No, Andrew's, I mean, court cases take forever anyway. But no, Mandelson's been done for pissing against the wall.
Yeah, exactly. But neither of them have been charged with anything, have they yet? They're just being investigated.
Yeah, they've been arrested. Both been arrested, though.
But
he got arrested on his birthday. That was brilliant. Happy birthday, Andrew.
Not being a gentleman whilst in public service or whatever it is that we're charging them with instead of raping children.
But I mean, Al Capone went down for tax evasion.
It's true.
He still went to jail. He still spent some time in Alcatraz, which Trump wants to put aside $164 million to change into a jail again. Priorities. He's also said he's going to prop up Orban if he wins in Hungary. All these Americans seeing all their tax dollars that can't be spent on, I don't know, health, education, infrastructure, fixing the bridges that are all falling down across America. And it's all going off to like billions of dollars
Israel.
To Israel, to Argentina to prop up their economy while the American economy is going to shit. But just fucking what? And this is why the America First people just make me laugh, because they just hate their own country in the same way that the Brexiters over here fucking hate this country. If you support Farage, you hate this country. End of. You just don't want this country to succeed. Clearly.
And because Badenoch's chasing his tail, basically.
Oh,
it's the same if you vote Tory at the moment. So.
Bad Enoch. She's so bad at it. It's hilarious.
All right. Local election predictions. We should.
So Labour's going to get their asses handed to them. Jesus Christ. It's going to be a bloodbath.
But do you think
absolute
thing
bloodbath.
One of the things I've been reading about is that because the Greens are around, and because under McSweeney, Starmer's approach was that, like McSweeney famously used to say, have I got his name right, or am I getting that wrong?
Yeah,
it's McSweeney, isn't it?
Morgan McSweeney. Yeah.
Morgan. That there was no need to pander to the left of the party because they weren't going to vote for anybody else. They'd never vote Tory or Reform. But you have to pander to the soft left, to the middle of the party, who could vote Tory or Reform.
Yeah.
That's what we've seen, isn't it, for the last 18 months, 2 years, really, is Starmer just leaning into trying to be a sort of the most boring racist you've ever met.
Oh, I don't like people in boats either. And it's like, look at my flags; they're lovely. Right.
But the problem is that it's pissed off so many people on the left. I mean, you and I both know in the Politics Social WhatsApp group and whatever
Yeah.
that there's a lot of movement towards the Greens now from people that were adamantly and well certainly supporting the Labour government or the Labour Party in the last election.
Yeah.
Because they're so disillusioned with the way that Labour's gone. So I hope that tactical voting is going to play the biggest game, and I think it will be an anti-Labour, anti-government vote, but it will also be a how do we keep reform out vote, as it was in the by-election recently as well. Because however high they're riding in the polls, reform at the moment, they're not winning by-elections.
I think a lot of people are going to vote against them just because they absolutely fucking hate Nigel Farage. Like, that he is the most hated leader. They're saying, that Keir Starmer's the most unpopular prime minister of all time, whatever. It's like, okay. And you get that because obviously there's a lot of people on the left who are very disenchanted with him because he has been a bit fucking useless. Let's be frank about it. But was he as useless as Boris Johnson? No. Was he as useless as Truss? No, absolutely not. But even considering how unpopular he is, I think his unpopularity is something like 20 or something, minus 20. His popularity.
Yeah,
fucking
worse than some polls.
What Nigel Farage has is the most motivated people to vote against him. 50% of the population will vote against him. Whoever they'll vote for, whoever
against Farage.
Against Farage, which is why Labour should go into the next election saying, "Fucking, we're going to go back into Europe."
Yeah, I agree, and they seem to be leaning that way. I think they're trapped by the manifesto and the leader.
Well, we keep talking about this with Phil. We keep saying, "Oh, well, is that on the manifesto?" I don't give a fuck about the manifesto. Who cares?
No.
Seriously,
like Starmer is so attached to that, and that victory was based on that referendum, and that was McSweeney's strategy. And I honestly think the only way that they can campaign on that front is if they've got a leader who genuinely can say that, with credibility, where you can't just bring up all the clips. If I was in Reform of the Tory party, if Starmer came out and said, I think we should rejoin, they would just bring up all the clips, basically, and say, well, he didn't say that, and he didn't do this, and he stood for election on this, so you can't trust Starmer.
But he said not rejoining in this election, so he can say, if you vote for us, we will rejoin.
I know, but you know what the memes are going to be, basically.
But they're like that anyway. I think my thinking on this is like they hate him anyway.
Burnham or Angela Rayner or even Wes Streeting, any of those people could say it, because it was striking. I saw a stat the other day that Starmer's cabinet doesn't have a single person that voted to leave the EU.
Yep.
Whereas Johnson's and Rishi Sunak's cabinet didn't have a single person that voted to remain, except the Prime Minister in most cases, basically. Liz Truss,
she was a Remainer. She's like that interview with Liz Truss where the interviewer said, you don't think that British people can change their mind? And she's like, no, the decision's been made. It's like, but you did.
Yeah.
Because she was a Remainer, and now she's a fucking mad.
No, I think as some people in the chat are saying, I think the Greens are going to do very well out of this because they're a populist anti-government party.
Yes.
And they've not really been tested, and just like Reform, so they can
say whatever they like. Do you know what?
Then, as a result of the local elections, they are definitely not going to end up in government in the next 12 months. So they can literally say what they want.
But I do worry, right? And obviously, ReFuck are worse. ReFuck want to get rid of all the solar farms. They want to get rid of any wind turbines. But when the Greens get into county councils, they're going to block the major new infrastructure coming down from Scotland to transfer renewable energy from Scotland to the rest of the UK.
Well, we
need new power lines to do that, and they're going to block the fucking power lines. So, as an environmentalist, I don't really want people to vote for Greens unless they change their stance on this NIMBYist bullshit.
There's been a lot of talk recently, and you know my opinion on the Greens, basically.
You love them. You think they're great. They're your favourite.
But I could even say that my mind was changing because of an interaction with my MP, but she's not followed through on that. So she's not getting my support from that point of view. But the problem with the Greens is that they're a bigger NIMBY party than the Tories.
Yes.
You know, they really
Yeah.
don't like anything being built anywhere.
Yes.
And also, I think Zach's approach to this at the moment is to move himself away from the environmental. And I think it's the same thing as McSweeney with Labour. I think it's the environmental vote is always going to go with the Greens. So I don't need to do anything about that. So I can go and lean in on the soft Labour.
But this is
soft
where I
Tory
think that they're
voters.
letting us down, because I think that some of their policies are not particularly green. They
they're not, no.
protested against new power lines being put in, which we need for the green revolution. They protested against HS2, which, you know, for the price of it and everything else, that can fuck off. But I mean, as an idea of having electric rail, high speed from the north to the south of the country, south to the north, fucking great. You know, the concept was sound, but they were very NIMBY about it. They were very, we don't want this in our back garden. And also the what was the other thing that they fucking objected to? And it's like, you really objecting to this? Are you Greens? This is something that I thought the Greens would like. Nuclear power. They've always objected to nuclear power, which is a green.
If I'm being
energy.
fair to him, I would say I would rather people were voting a populist left vote towards the Greens. And I think he's done a remarkable job of transforming them to do that.
Yeah.
And then Labour have to, in an ideal world for me, the Greens would be campaigning on environmental issues, and then Labour would have to accelerate what they're doing on that front. But, you know, Ed Miliband is doing a bloody good job at the moment.
Mate, I can't show because obviously it's just happened, but I just got fucking Wordle into. Fuck yes, everyone. Sorry. Hello. I've got ADHD.
Engaged in a deep intellectual conversation there. I mean, I've just reinstalled Windows 10 on an old Microsoft Surface PC while we were doing this. So, you know.
Well done. We're all multitasking here.
You know, the first thing, whenever you do a reinstallation of Windows, right? What's the first thing people type into Microsoft Edge?
Cunt. BBC.
Google Chrome. No, Google Chrome. How do I
How
download
to do
Google
the
Chrome? Basically, yeah.
Which is shit. You know, when you go into Google Chrome incognito mode, it still looks at what you're watching.
Yeah.
Well, these people get the VPN and they go onto Google incognito mode and they start fucking downloading all kinds of crazy fucking porn, and you're like, you fucking idiot. Next day, police at the door. Hello, we see what you've been looking at, you stupid twats. Like, I mean, fuck. Yeah. Anyway.
It's well, as you know, because I've sent you some pictures this week, I decided to rip apart my entire computer system and desk and rebuild it properly. You wouldn't believe, literally, I don't know how I managed to cram all that stuff into my desk, like anything else. But I'm now going back to basics on all the computers, and I'm looking at Linux as an option, and then getting out of Google altogether. So dropping the Android phones as well, because they've just got far too much of my. Like, the reason I switched from Apple years ago was the same thing. I just thought they owned too much of my data, and now Google own everything about me. So it's time to switch.
I never switched from Apple because I always fucking hated it. I don't like things
you
that can't open.
You never were Apple.
I was never Apple. I always thought they were rotten to the core.
I've never liked their computers. I just can't make them work.
Well, I just hate the way they had to do everything opposite to everything that was on. So, you know, the OK and the cancel would be the other way around. And just like everything that I was used to. Because I grew up with a PC. Like, I had a 286, a 386, 486 Pentium. And so, you know, that seems... and also an Amiga. I had an Amiga even before then. And the jump from the Amiga to the PC didn't seem as counterintuitive as if you've been using a PC for years and then you try and edit a video on Final Cut Pro on a Mac. And you're just like, what the fuck? And one of the things I did like about PCs is you could always get into the task manager. You could always like check what the fuck had gone wrong. You got an error message. Whereas the fucking Macs, when they used to fuck up, you get the swirling wheel of doom, the colourful wheel of doom. And it wouldn't tell you what went wrong.
Gone wrong.
Yeah. And it would just shut down. And you're like, what the fuck?
I'm having a bit of a headache. I'll go to sleep for a while. Go, what the no, tell me what
happened. Yeah. It's like having a whodunit. And they don't tell you who did it. And you're like at the end of the book going,
well, it's the thing of it.
What the fuck, Apple?
I took my PC apart today, pulled out all the cards, etc., that I got in there and put them all back in and reinstalled drivers. And didn't put some of them in that have been causing me problems for the last 12 months. But you can't do that with a Mac. You can't even get inside them.
Well, you used to. The Apple II came with fucking a circuit diagram, so you could take it apart. You could fucking get your soldering kit out and play with it. And then they just decided, no, it's got to be like Star Wars Episode 1. The look of it has to be Star Wars Episode 1 compared with the Millennium Falcon and the X-Wings of the old trilogy, which is much more PC.
It was when Wozniak left, because Wozniak actually knew how computers worked, whereas Steve Jobs knew how they should look.
Hey, it worked. I do like the fact that there is competition to Microsoft. That's good. But I wish there was a bit more choice. I wish there was a few different things. I've heard that in France they've moved a lot of the they're getting rid of Microsoft and they're going to be moving over to Linux or Linux. Yeah. Is it Linux or Linux? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, the 2 bits of software that I use the most have got reasonable installations on Linux now, so I'm going to try that.
Yeah, but privacy is going to be a big thing, and we need to be part of the EU for them to have to give them a bit of an oomph as well in terms of the power play. But we were talking, weren't we, about putting together this group of mid-sized countries. So what have we got? We can have the EU, the European Economic Free Trade Area,
the Arab countries, the African Union,
the Commonwealth. There's a lot of overlap here. The Trans-Pacific Partnership, the Mercosur group, the CARICOM group.
If you took all of the economies in the world except China and America and put them together, they are still, depending on how you measure it, they are collectively bigger than America and China put together.
Well, I don't want Russia. I don't want Russia or Belarus. They can fuck off.
I think we've got to though. That's the problem.
Fuck that shit. I'm not getting in with them.
You can't afford to, because it will just be like the Cold War.
No, it's fine. Cool. Listen, mate, we're going to be in jail with these motherfuckers. I don't want them to fucking shiv me, shav me, shank me, whatever the fuck it's called.
I mean, come on, if we're going to do that, I don't want to be in with a bloody Scouser. That's what they do.
What? That is so prejudiced against Scousers. You take that back. Scousers are the nicest people on the planet.
According to your own jokes, there are far more Scousers in jail than there are people from Brighton.
Very close-knit community in Liverpool. We're all just, we leave our front doors open and we're in and out of each other's houses, with each other's property. It's good. It's lovely.
Nicking their tellies.
Nicking the tellies. No, that's a lie. We don't do that. It's one of the safest cities in the world, Liverpool. In the world, Mike. In the world. I imagine it is. We're probably safer than Brighton.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Definitely.
I mean, Brighton, there's some gobshites in Brighton.
It's not only that. It's been Easter weekend and Easter week this week. So the population of Brighton doubles for 3 days.
Yeah. Do you walk around tutting and saying tourists?
I think I fucking
tourists.
hate them.
Tourists.
What are you doing in my city?
I
forget it. The way I work in Brighton, right, is that I put the work in the winter to enjoy this place.
Yeah.
So I deserve at least a couple of sunny weekends without the trainloads of people. But then the city would collapse if they didn't come down here and get drunk. So what can we do?
Well, I mean, do you get many American tourists in Brighton? Can you hear them a mile off?
Some. I think we get more of.
Liam says don't go to London, Graeme. I'm going on Thursday. I'm going to be on the Guinness World Record podcast.
Well, it's dangerous. It's more dangerous than hitting the Earth's atmosphere at 25,000 miles an hour going to London, mate.
Yeah, I'll die again. I've already died about 7 times going to London.
I had to use the M25 to get to Guildford this week.
Jesus Christ. And just being on the M25.
I was that close. I was that close to London.
That close to death.
You could hear the bullets coming over the car.
It's a Grim Reaper just sort of hovering over the entire city.
Yeah.
Just indiscriminately slamming down his scythe.
The rules of the road suddenly are like Sharia law on all the signs as you're going through. It's terrible.
Someone's pointing out that if you can automatically register men for the draft, which they're doing in America, which you haven't mentioned yet, then you can automatically register people to vote, which is very true, but they don't. But yeah, so now Trump has decided that they're going to bring back the draft.
Jenny, I'm hoping that's a euphemism.
What?
Jenny Robinson says she was last in Brighton for bottom surgery.
Yeah? No, bottom surgery. That's when you get that's when you get your gender affirming care.
Right. Okay.
So that could have happened you had a different kind of bottom surgery Because you have top
Yeah,
surgery.
yeah.
and
No,
bottom
no.
surgery.
I was just concerned
Yeah.
that she was with the surgeon that I spent a lot of time avoiding. basically.
Well, maybe not. I don't think it was the same sort of thing.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, we could.
Liverpool is the best city in the world, best people, best architecture, best music, best shopping. My heart will always be in Liverpool.
Couldn't
says
agree with
Graeme
Graham
Price.
more. He's absolutely
Is
right.
everybody called Graham in Liverpool as well?
Yes.
Is that how that?
I've got
Wall
at
Street.
least 4 friends called Graham in Liverpool, right?
Is it
And
after
and
Souness?
I've got one friend called Graham Hughes.
But is it after Souness?
No,
Graham Souness.
no, I was named after Graham Moffat. So that's confused you, isn't it?
I mean, the silence is
Okay,
deadly. What?
so I'm named after my dad, who's Graham Hughes Senior. He was born in
Yeah.
1936. There was a movie that was out at the time that was a bit of a rip-off of Billy Bunter, and it
Okay.
was like a school kid, naughty school kid, right? And the character was played by an actor called Graham Moffat, and my grandmother thought that my dad, when he was a baby, looked like this particular actor, so they called him Graham.
And I'm guessing if it was based on Billy Bunter, this is quite a large public school boy we're talking
I
about.
think so. I don't know. Graham Moffat. I'll look it up. English character actor.
I've got a
There you go.
feeling.
Yeah,
I've got a
chubby.
feeling.
It does look
I
a bit
know
like
the
my dad,
film.
to be honest with you. There you go. He was known as Fat Boy.
Yeah, yeah.
But there you go.
I got
So,
a feeling I've seen clips from that film.
he was in Oh, Mr. Porter
Your
in
grandmother.
1937.
I mean, all babies look like Billy fucking
go.
Bunter.
He was in a number
He's-
of black and white films where he appeared as Albert, a plump, cheeky, insolent, street savvy youth.
There you go.
So there you go. So that's where
Whatever happened to him?
I don't know. But yeah.
When
So,
Andrew Ray, I think is how you pronounce that. When I lived in Brighton, summer was full of beautiful Swedish, Danish, and Finnish girls. Well, what I was going to say, right, and this plays me into my current status as a reform candidate in Brighton, because if they, Brighton is
There you
an
go.
anathema to these people. isn't it?
there's Graham Moffat, if you want to know. He was born in 1919. He died in 1965. So there
Your
you go.
grandmother had great taste. Look.
It's so fucking random.
What I was going to say is
Love
the
it.
large number of Chinese tourists that we have nowadays,
Yeah.
which has changed since I've lived here because the university expanded and we have something like 10-15% of the university students are Chinese and they bring their family over in the summer. So you do see larger and larger amounts, and the shopping areas and the streets there's a lot more people servicing that market basically as well.
Yeah.
And I quite often comment, if Farage hated Chinese people as much as he does Muslims, he would have a problem in Brighton, basically, because he'd look at it and go, "Hang on, this is
Well, Liverpool's got
an
the oldest
overwhelming
Chinese.
number of people."
Liverpool's got the oldest Chinatown in the UK, possibly in Europe. Actually, it's
Really?
also the site of the country's first mosque is in Liverpool, the end of West
That
Derby
makes
Road.
sense. It makes sense, though, doesn't
Around the
it, that
corner from the
Liverpool's
Grafton.
because it was the primary dock, wasn't it? Liverpool, really.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I mean, wherever you go in the world, if you go somewhere that's on the coast, it just tends to be a little bit more. It's not 100% of the time, but it tends to be a little bit more cosmopolitan, a little bit
Yeah.
more liberal than places that are inland.
Because you've met some foreigners. As
Yes.
simple as that, basically.
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like,
You
I've
met people
some
from
and
other
they're
places,
actually quite nice.
and they were
What
nice.
do I
They
do
were,
now?
they were sound.
Exactly.
Jenny says she loved the Scousers, Graham McCartney and Graham Lennon. Yeah, they were great.
Yeah,
Graham
that's
Harrison
true.
and Graham
Well,
Stark.
they all had to change their name
Nee
because there
Starkey.
were already 5 Graham McCartneys on the showbiz
There were.
list in Liverpool.
Lots
so
of
they had to
Graham.
change their names.
Graham says I was named after Graham Souness. It's spelled Greamy.
That's what I suspected.
Yeah, I think my mum had the question. I was named after my dad, who was named after Graham.
And there must be a lot of Kennys, I guess, and a lot of Kevins.
Yeah, I've got an uncle. I've got an uncle Kenny and and my cousin Kenny, who's So I've got 2 Kennys, Kenny Junior and Kenny Senior. Both blue noses. Both Everton all the way. On that side of the family.
Oh, you're not Everton.
I'm Everton, yeah.
Are you
Hence,
right?
hence the Everton cushion behind me.
Sorry.
But yeah, but you know what? I'm not that arsed, mate. If anyone's playing like Manchester United, then I'm happy to support them against Manchester United. So if
I
Liverpool are
don't-
playing against Manchester United, I will support Liverpool to win.
I don't really understand the
Happy man.
tribalism of football either. It's probably a bigger subject.
But it's not bad in Liverpool because people don't care. It's not like up in Glasgow where you got Glasgow Rangers and Glasgow Celtic who just fucking hate each other because there's a religious element to that. Whereas in Liverpool,
I was going to say, so the Everton FC thing, that's not that was never grounded in religion like it was in Glasgow.
it was a little bit. There was a thing of the Protestant supported Everton and the Catholic supported Liverpool, but never to the degree of what it's like in Scotland up in Glasgow, where it's proper fucking mental when they have a derby.
It's war.
It's war. Like they proper fucking hate each other. Whereas in Liverpool, it's a bit of a joke because I think if Everton were better and they actually won something, then there might be a bit more rivalry. But I think sort of the Copites, they just go, oh, you shit. So
Yeah.
But when Liverpool win, I'll go out and party. When I went out in Manchester, I was living in Manchester in 1999 when Manchester United won the treble. And I went out, we were partying with everyone because it was just a nice atmosphere. And then I was there when Manchester City went down into what was then the third tier of the league. And we went out and we partied then as well because it was dead funny. I've never seen so many grown men cry. It was brilliant. I was in the Queen of Hearts pub, and do you know what? It was the end of the season, and they won their match right at the end of the season. I was like, "Yay, we won!" But then there was another team that had to lose in order for them not to go down, and they won at the last minute. So they were like, "Oh," and they went down.
I often think that the nature of following football devotedly in the way that many people do is very similar to what we were talking about with our tedium with politics at the moment.
Yeah,
it's like the most important thing in the world is going to happen on Saturday. It's crucial. This thing is vital to my life. And then it turns out shit. And you go, next Saturday, the most important thing in my life is going to happen. And God knows what I'm going to do in the summer. Oh my God, I'll be dead.
But I think there's a lot to be said about the psychology of it, of like the fact that it gives people a bit of a purpose. Meeting up with people. So we've seen last week or so, there's just been these groups of like hundreds of kids going to town and meeting up in like Birmingham and other cities around the country. They're just that something's gone around on WhatsApp or on TikTok or Snapchat or something, and there's hundreds, and they're not robbing anything, they're not getting arrested, not vandalizing anything. They're just running around having a good time because they don't get to see each other. Do you know what I mean? Like because everyone's just buried in their tablets, and so. And sports in general, I think, is a good thing. I'd rather countries battled it out on the sports field rather than in actual fucking wars with each other.
I think we talked about this the other week, though. It's like the only time you hear the national anthem played at a football match is when it's England versus Scotland or England versus anyone else in the world. But in America, before every sporting event, when it's Americans playing Americans, they play the national anthem. And I think that tells you more about America than anything else, really. They are so insular about these things.
Yeah, they also have to pledge allegiance to the flag every day, don't they?
Crazy.
Which is, it's all a bit North Korea. It's quite, and they don't seem to, they don't realize there's so many, and they get a bit tedious, but these TikTok videos where it's like someone who used to live in America, but now they live in the UK, and here are the differences. Because in the US, they say faucet, and over in the UK, they say tap.
Yeah.
And you're watching the video going, wow, fucking hell. Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
That's your takeaway.
In the US, they've got plugs that got like these two little fucking things. And then in the UK, they've got three big things. But there is quite a few who are like genuinely shocked at how we don't give a fuck in this country. And we can be quite, we can take the piss out of the whole family and we don't necessarily sing the fucking national anthem. We only know the first verse, if that.
We went to Lewis Castle last week, Maria and I, and we were wandering around, and she was saying, so I imagine everybody would come and pay homage to the Lord and then go to the church. And I went, no, actually, I was reading some history notes the other day about the 1066 about Hastings. And it turns out the British in Europe, the English in Europe, were one of the lowest attenders of church in 1066. And it remained that way right up to Henry VIII, basically. And Henry VIII kind of figured, I can definitely separate from the Catholics because no fucker goes to church anyway, basically. It doesn't make any difference, right? I think as a country, we've always been sort of, yeah, we're kind of Christians. Yeah, that's what we do.
That drives me mad when
And
they say we're a
I
Christian
pointed out to,
nation, and we're like, are
well,
we?
we went to the church in Lewes at the foot of the castle, and Maria said, "Oh, well, everybody must have hung around this place all the time." And I said, "Yeah, because look, pub, pub, pub.
Yeah.
Basically, there are 3 pubs and 1 church. So yeah, they were here all the time. Basically, it makes sense."
Yeah. But it does annoy me when people are like, you know, Britain, we're a Christian nation, and they have those things like, you know, St. George. I'm like, let's face it, the pagan beliefs, the old ancient pagan beliefs were British. Like, they were formulated on these islands, and it was a particular form of belief that led people to making henges, stone and wood henges, all over the fucking country. At one point, there were hundreds of them. Obviously, the biggest being famously Stonehenge, but there are other stone circles all over what's now the, you know, what is now the UK, let's say the British Isles. And you know, that was our homegrown religion. And Christianity is a foreign religion where we worship a foreigner from another country, and our patron saint is a foreigner. And the name of our country, if you live in England, is literally land of people who are not from here. Land of people from the Angles and the Saxons from the north of what's now Germany, and the south of what's now Denmark.
Land of Belgiums or something we should call ourselves.
Yeah.
I also have a theory about Stonehenge that if you look at it in a certain way, it's probably a sports arena.
Maybe. What, you sat on top of the stones and watched?
Sat on top of the stones, watch people racing around in a big circle, basically. Gambled on it.
That would make sense. I mean, most of the things that remain from the Roman Empire are stadiums and arenas. Well, I suppose the Greeks, they've got a lot of stuff as well, but that was more for oratory and speaking.
Yeah, because like Lewes Castles is one of those good castles where it's got the whole story. It's not just about the landed gentry that owned the place, but you know, it talks about the fact that it was just parceled up and given to a Frenchman, who then he built the castle, and again, probably, you know, this is not showing it's a lack of knowledge of British history in the way that we have it. You know, 1066 is ingrained in our heads, but it doesn't mean a thing to a Mexican, basically, of course. No. They've got their own important dates. But it was essentially, she said, why did they build the castle? Were they being invaded by anyone? I said, no, they were the invaders. They built the castle to keep the fucking British out, basically. Like, all of these Frenchmen were given great swathes of land, and the first thing they did was build castles to protect themselves from the people, basically. There were no invading armies trying to take over, and that wasn't the point. That's what they were.
Yeah,
but also when you look at those levels of history, and as I say, that castle is very good at giving you the daily life of normal people that didn't live in castles, and you just think they're no different to us. Just you know, they're worse toilets definitely, and no Wi-Fi, but fundamentally they were doing the same things.
But I would not like to go back in time. Someone said to me, you can go back in time and be the king of England in, you know, 1066 or 1644. I would not take it. I would not take it, because the King of England had a worse quality of life than some of the poorest people in our community now.
Yeah.
They just did. The food that they ate was fucking shite.
Food, medicine, everything.
You know, you get ill, you fucking died. 99% of the time, you fucking died. That was it. The medicine was often more harmful than just leaving it to try and get better. You know, they were drilling holes in people's heads to get rid of the demons, to get rid of the headaches. They were, you know, they were disemboweling people. It just wasn't great. Just wasn't a good time to be alive, I don't think. I'm with Sorry, go on.
Darian Destar, our number one fan, Lee came in and said, "Yeah, I've just found my glasses," and Darian said, "You're not missing much." Thanks, Darian.
Oh, rude. No, I
Bit
think
rude.
they were talking about the chat because Lee said I can't read the text because. So Darian there was dissing the socialites.
Ah, right.
Which I would never do.
No.
But I do realise it is midnight, mate. We've been at this
Man.
for 3 hours, as the
Hey, aren't
actress
the
said to the bishop.
astronauts landing soon? I want to go and
Yeah.
watch that.
Yeah, I'm going to hang around to watch that. I'm shitting bricks about it. I was a bit shitting bricks about the fucking takeoff.
When you listen to the interviews with anyone from NASA involved in that project at the moment, they've all said we've done all the easy stuff, and now
Yeah.
we've got the real. It's like aeroplanes. Most of them crash when they're landing, not when they're taking off. Basically, it's like
Jesus,
it's the
thanks,
most
Mike.
dangerous bit.
So now
It's
you're
just the
making me less
dangerous
worried.
bit, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the danger, and they're coming in faster than anyone's ever come before.
Yeah.
This is squeaky bum time.
And also in a, let's face it, in technology that has been a bit cobbled together over the last 10 years.
It is a little bit cobbled together.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
right.
I'm confident. I think there's some amazing people still working at NASA, and I think they've, given the circumstances, because those astronauts, while they were up on the fucking flying around the moon, were informed that NASA's budget's been cut by another 40% in order to pay for the war. Right?
Whoa. I didn't know that.
It's highly unlikely we're going to build a base on the moon, or the Americans are going to build a base on the moon, because he's
They've spent
blitzing
all
so
the money
much
on the war.
money at the moment and giving it away in taxes that it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. Should we read out the email from Melania, who didn't know Ghislaine Maxwell?
Mm.
Do you read it out? Dear G! Exclamation mark. Didn't know her. Just called her by her first initial.
Couldn't spell her whole name.
Yeah. How are you? Nice story about J.E. Who could be called J.E.? What could that possibly stand for? I don't know.
Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Eons. Eons. In New York, Mag. You look great on the picture. I know you're busy, very busy, flying all over the world. How was Palm Beach? It's something that you say to someone that you don't know. I cannot wait to go down. Go down on your husband, maybe. Give me a call when you're back in New York. Have a great time. Love, Melania.
Do you know also the article she's referring to is the one where Trump said, "Yeah, I know Jeffrey very well. Some say he likes women more than I do, especially the ones on the younger side." That's where that quote comes from, the article she's referring to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it gets worse. That one email is bad enough as it is, basically, let alone whatever she's worried about coming out this weekend.
Wow. And I was, how are the flags doing? Do you have any flags down where you are? Because when I got back last week, I saw the flags and they're all, like, they were pretty shit when they first went up, but now they're just tatty. They're proper tattered to fuck, and they're dirty rags just halfway up this. And I was thinking about, like, you know all the Brexiters and the fucking TERFs and all those twats. They all rile up against having flags of, like, the pride flags putting up, right?
Yeah.
And whenever I go somewhere and I see a pride flag, I feel like I'm in a safe place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm in a place where
you feel safe.
I feel safe. Whereas the other side, like, they want me to feel not safe. They won't, especially if you're black, especially if you're Asian, especially if you're,
Last year when I was driving around the Black Country for a weekend, I just kind of thought, well, I'm not stopping in this village. Well, I'm not stopping in that village. Basically, it's like I even chose where to buy petrol based on the number of flags in any given town. It was nightmare.
Yeah, it's really great, Grim. Lee Corn said, "Are you showing the feed?" I don't know, Mike. Are you tired? Do you want to fuck off? Or
I am, but I'm getting better and better week by week, and I'm definitely going to watch it. But
I kind of want to watch it, but if anything goes wrong, I don't want to be streaming.
No, this would be like you and me covering Trump's election.
Like, I just
here they come! Oh
fuck!
All right,
okay,
good night, Graeme.
Good night, everyone. We're going to bed now. Fuck. Best of luck to them. They seem like really nice people as well. I see the interviews that I've seen. They just seem to be just nice, and it's nice to
Yeah.
see actually nice people for a change, because all the people who seem to dominate the airwaves are just horrible motherfuckers. The only people we talk
don't-
about are horrible motherfuckers.
I've got a feeling it's because the commander is Canadian. Basically, I think he's just moderated the
Makes everyone
Americans. In
nice.
there.
Yeah.
But you can- just to
tame the
end it-
Americans.
Whatever happens, right? To end on that Trump initiated the SLS program to get to the moon, right? So I'll give him credit for signing the check, and then they've gone there during Trump's second term, and it's really testament to the people in NASA and particularly the astronauts that they are, they're sucking up a little bit, basically, but not to Trump in any way, shape, or form. And there is no whoop 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 America going on in any of the interviews.
Like that
I've seen.
fucking the Canadian hockey team, the men's hockey team. That was fucking disgusting. And they won the gold in the Olympics, the Winter Olympics.
And it's I don't know about you, but when I talk about America's space program, I always say we are going to the moon.
Yeah.
And it's not because I think I'm American. It's because I think that's it. NASA represents the best of America in a lot of ways. And if Trump fucks that up, because he'll definitely want to rename the moon Trump Planet or something.
Trumpton.
I guarantee you, he's already sent the text messages to Jared.
He's just a fucking horror, isn't he? He's just an absolute fucking horror. But do you know what? It looks like he doesn't have long left. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, but I want to see, we talked about this before, I want to see him lose. I don't want to see him die.
Can you do both at the same time?
I'll be quite happy, but I'd like him to die of a heart attack while he's losing an election. That would be the best.
And there you go.
Right.
Yes.
Let's just in case. I don't think we'll watch it live. Basically.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, okay, well, we'll call it a night then at 3 hours and 3 hours and 6 minutes and 20 seconds. Bumper broadcast for you. I think we did quite well. Considering Wayne called me this afternoon to say he was definitely going to be on the show tonight and didn't say not. Bastard. Where was Aid?
It's testament to me starting to feel more energy and better, basically, because I went through a dip, didn't I, where it was like I could only manage half an hour of this. And,
yeah, but that's because I was just dead annoying, and you were like, "Oh, fuck that Graeme cunt." Oh.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I've become
put him half
more
an hour
tolerant.
This guy talking.
Slightly more tolerant of Graeme. That's what I'm,
Tolerance level goes up as you're.
You know that is not true. You know that ain't true.
But yes, so thank you everyone who's been watching. I might do a show tomorrow. It does depend on a bunch of factors. I don't normally do a show on Saturday, but I kind of want to start doing shows on Saturday. But I definitely won't be doing one tomorrow morning because I do need a lie-in at some point in my life. So I'm probably gonna have a lie-in tomorrow morning. But if you're around on Sunday, I'm gonna be doing a deep dive into Viktor Orban. Oh, well, not into him personally. Oh God, that's disgusting. Into his bullshittery, into his story, and where Hungary is going to be if he gets re-elected, and where they might be if he doesn't get re-elected, and where the EU might be, and where Ukraine might be, and Russia and everything else that will flow from it. So hopefully join me for that 11 o'clock on Sunday morning. In the meantime, we've got Mike. We've got Phil tomorrow at 7 o'clock doing his live show. Mike, have you got any more Lego masterpieces to put together?
I haven't at the moment. No.
Oh no, we need to get more Lego for Mike. Send Mike Lego
on the.
Oh, beautiful
project to get built.
OMG, that's lovely.
It's a wooden. Talking to the SLS, look, the side boosters on that are the same ones that are going and that took them up to the moon.
Yep.
Although they weren't made of wood and put together by an idiot in Brighton.
They probably weren't made of wood. Yeah, given that they were kind of slightly flammable.
Great big chemical bombs.
I mean, it would be amazing if they found a wood that just didn't burn, and they were like, "Well, actually, this is better than metal," and so we ended up making wooden spaceships.
Well, it's like the
Very cool.
it's like the classic Russian story, isn't it? That the Americans spent millions of dollars developing a pen that could write in zero gravity, and the
Yeah.
Russians sent pencils.
Yeah, but then the lead or the graphite in the pencils
Caused problems.
with the scrubbers. So you died of not having clean oxygen. So you know.
Also probably apocryphal. I reckon the Russians just stole some of the American pens. That's what they.
I'd like to have a biro that just works in normal Earth gravity. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than picking up a pen and then you start writing with it and it starts, and then about the third word it runs out. Honestly,
well,
if you want to enrage me, set up a pen to do that, because I just absolutely fucking lose it. That is when the red mist descends, and I'm very ropeable, as they say in in Australia. I could go on a stabbing spree at that very point in my life. Fucking pen. So yeah, don't do that, pens, you bastard. But you know, if I was a king in the 1500s, I'd have to use a quill and fucking ink. Fuck that shit. Get all ink all over my hands when I'm writing.
No, you'd have probably just told somebody else to write things down for you. So,
Scribe. Write me a letter. Send off a little tweet. Tie it to a bird. Tie it to a little pigeon. Fly off. Fly, my pretties, fly.
And then also, Mike has found a Lego of a Dyson Hoover.
Yes.
That'd be a good thing.
Anyway, power to the people. Graeme 5 says, excellent show tonight, guys. Just a shame I didn't see Wayne turn up and call everyone a cunt.
Yeah, you say shame, but you know.
Shame. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks to Mike for being my wonderful co-host tonight. Thanks to Scott Williams for coming on board for a little bit. And thanks to you and everyone who gave a super chat. We keep this channel alive and kicking. Just about. So thank you so much. And until next time, if you are already subscribed, please, give us a like. Give us a like, first of all. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And if you are subscribed, hit the bell notification icon before you go, so you're informed of when we are going to go live, which is all we ever do on this channel. We just do live shit. So until next time, thank you for watching. Hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye. And good luck to the Artemis 2 astronauts on their splashdown. Bye-bye.